Fellowship Home Loans. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 819382.
What are you getting?
Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
Hey y'all, it's Rooster with Rooster's Muffler Moore in Prattville. Ever since I've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting, my parking lot's been full. Y'all come see me right here at Rooster's Muffler and More on South Memorial Drive in Prattville.
Radio works. It's as simple as that. Call us to find out how radio can work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber, now open from 6 to 5. It's more than just great prices on lumber, from Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles. Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. We'll moderate a little bit. Tonight, most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACB.
You know how they always say you should never read a little girl's diary? Well, they never said anything about a grown man's. We got our hands on Dr. Anthony Fauci's diary. And viewer warning, we're going to read from it, and it's going to make you very angry. Now, I know what you're thinking. It feels a little invasive reading another person's diary, but this isn't just anyone. This is a man responsible for devastating lockdowns and for funding the type of experiments that may have caused 1 million American deaths. If there's a theme from this diary, which is over 1,000 pages, it is this. Dr. Anthony Fauci is dishonest, almost always wrong, and is intoxicated with fame. As thousands of Americans were dying every day, here's what America's top doctor wrote, secretly to himself. Dear Diary, the press is going wild with me. It is not a hyperbole to say that today I am the most famous and talked about person in the country and one of the most recognizable persons in the world. The situation with my national and international fame is explosive and really unimaginable. The press is still hot and heavy about me. POTUS seems to be enamored of me, even though I am taking the spotlight away from him. Now, Fauci's writing about the press like it's a woman he's making love to. During the lockdowns, Fauci apparently spent hours Googling himself, reading every article, even going into the comments section. Anthony was on Tyra Banks' Instagram page, America's top model. He writes, Dear Diary, one person said that Tyra was sexy, but that I was even more sexy than she was. And Fauci agreed. He clicked on a petition to name him sexiest man alive, and he memorialized that over 10,000 people signed it. Didn't win, but as a consolation, they cast America's sexiest man alive to play him.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Anthony Fauci. First, I'd like to thank all the older women in America who have sent me supportive, inspiring, and sometimes graphic emails. Now, there's been a lot of misinformation out there about the virus. And yes, the president has taken some liberties with our guidelines.
Fauci kind of felt like Brad Pitt. They all wanted selfies with me, he wrote. They even wanted him on Dancing with the Stars. The Fauci-meister was enamored with the stars, who suddenly, not sure how, got a hold of his cell. Dear Diary, had a great call with Barbra Streisand. I told her that I work listening to her songs on Alexa. She really did not know what Alexa was. I accidentally butt-called her later in the evening. I brought the phone over to Alexa and asked to play songs by Barbara Streisand. And when the song came on loud and clear, she started laughing and absolutely loved it. As someone who always considered himself a celebrity, finally the doctor was getting his due. Unfortunately, for Fauci to achieve celebrity status, Americans had to suffer. But Fauci knew he was destined for greatness. Even back in 2013, he wrote in his diary that he was a rock star and that the government was trying to keep him off TV because everyone was so jealous. 7 years later, his time had come and he was going to ride it.
Here's one that says, I got my first dose of the Fauci ouchie. I told him that I bought his bobblehead, and he was super cool about it.
I saw your bobblehead today.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was amazing. It's great.
PPL made fun of these Dr. Fauci prayer candles, but we got my dad one for his birthday in November. So he lit it every night, and everyone in my immediate family was fully vaccinated, so maybe there's something there.
Was Dr. Fauci busy trying to slow the spread? Well, apparently he had plenty of time to write about his face being plastered everywhere. Dear Diary, donuts are being named after me. T-shirts have my picture on them and are being sold. San Francisco radio is dedicating a song to me, coloring pictures with crayons for my picture. Me, 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 me. Fauci even saved cartoons of himself, of him looking like a superhero. Hero was actually one of his favorite words. In his diary, he mentioned it 50 times. His favorite word, though, not N95 or natural immunity. Those words. Doing press was like watching porn.
The single most respected voice in the pandemic, Dr. Anthony Fauci.
The man who's become known as America's doctor. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's top infectious disease doctor.
Who are seen to many as a superhero.
Dr. Anthony Fauci, American hero.
Fauci and the media were so attracted to each other, they took it to the next level. Tapper and his wife invited Fauci over for dinner, a threesome, at the height of the pandemic. Dear Diary, had dinner over Jake Tapper and Jen Tapper's home in D.C. Terrific couple, friendship building. And there was a second date. Dear Diary, had dinner at my home with Jake and Jennifer Tapper. Relaxed, good time. Jake clearly believes that Trump is totally nuts. Those dinner dates happened in the summer and fall of 2020, deep in the heart of the lockdown. Thousands of deaths a day at that point. Fauci had everyone quarantined. But this is what Fauci told you.
But we've got to put all those things together, Jake. We can't just wish it happening. We've got to get the vaccine. It's got to be deployed, and we can't abandon fundamental public health measures.
So not until the second or third quarter of 2021, though. Christmas is probably not going to be possible.
Yeah.
Fauci can have Jake's family over for a friendly dinner, but you can't have your family over for Christmas dinner. Tapper's now linked to two of the biggest cover-ups in U.S. history, Biden and COVID. This was the second Christian holiday Fauci canceled. In the spring, Trump demanded that we open after 30 days so we could have Easter. Dear Diary, POTUS invited me and Deb into his inner office at the Oval and started telling me that as a Catholic, how much of a shame it would be if we did not do a classical Easter and Good Friday and Palm Sunday. I convinced him to essentially put Easter on hold for this year. A month before Easter, Fauci told the country that the COVID fatality rate was extremely dangerous.
The mortality for this is about 2.5%. It's probably lower than that. It's probably closer to 1. But even if it's 1, it's 10 times more lethal than the seasonal flu.
But that's not what he wrote in his diary. He said the fatality rate was actually closer to 0. Didn't matter. In his diary, he was bragging about shutting down the country. I spoke with Bill de Blasio, mayor of New York City, and convinced him, based on what I was saying publicly and my conversation tonight, to close the NYC schools. He had already decided based on what I was saying on TV. And I went on to tell him he should close the bars and restaurants in New York City.
We'll talk more about Dr. Mengele later.
It's
Yeah.
Break it all down, talking politics and the whacked out world. Every headline makes the chaos swirl.
It's time for a smoke break.
Monday and Thursday
On happy hour. That's me. On happy hour.
with some snacks.
On happy hour.
While the whole world swirls, hanging out in the chat will change your world.
Happy hour. On happy hour. On happy hour.
On happy hour. Calling all stations.
I'm impressed.
Clear the airlanes.
Oh,
Clear
fuck it
all
up. I don't know.
airlanes for the big broadcast.
Take the sugar away from him.
It's milk chocolate day.
It is happy hour. It is Suck 93.1 of MWACB. I'm your gracious, occasionally truckload and host Greg Goodell. Sidekicking today, the one and only Warhawk, Master Thespian, and Brett McDonald is in the house.
And here they are.
Can we get up a smattering of applause to make Brent feel special? First of all, I noticed that this is just my amateur take. I like to see green when I look at pull up my little
I'll bet he did.
stock market app. Dow finished up
Thank you,
what?
brother.
Can't read it. 657. Was it that high?
Yeah, nice day. Very nice day.
yeah.
Massive rotation.
Oh, yeah.
Massive rotation out of tech stocks, some of these higher beta type names into more of the value sort of, the old line type companies. It's a little bit of a risk off type trade.
Yeah,
so
there's 537.24. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah. Man, let me just start by saying, good grief, I'm glad to be here. It's been, what, about a year?
About a year, yeah.
That's
really?
crazy.
Has it been
That's
that long?
ridiculous.
But nobody's keeping you out of the studio.
I know,
want to
Greg.
make that clear.
I know. I feel so bad. It really is crazy. I have been absolutely swamped all year long, and it's just done nothing but pick up speed and momentum this year. And but hey, we're here, and it's nice to be back.
And he's got some news too.
Yes.
He has some really important, cool news.
I don't want to use the Idiocracy news sounder on Brant. That just wouldn't work.
No.
But let's hear it.
Yeah, so the press release is live. It's hot out there on the presses that Invista Advisors has merged with Waverly Advisors. Essentially, they've acquired our firm, and I couldn't be more excited.
Cool.
I could not be more excited. Waverly is an amazing company, headquartered right here in Alabama, out of Birmingham. To give you some sort of scope of what this looks like, our firm, thanks to our clients and the trust they placed in us, Greg, over the years, many, many years, our firm approached close to $600 million in assets. And Waverly is close to around $36 billion in assets. So that'll give you a little bit of an idea. And so the question of why did we do this? Well, it's one of those things where we have grown substantially. And, Mike Baranko and I and Austin, Austin, we're all partners in the firm, and we've been looking at each other talking about this, man, for a couple of years. It's the proverbial, hey, we're way too big to be small now, but we're too small to be like super, super big. And but when you get to that stage, it requires investment. It requires how do we continue to do the things that we've done every single year, which is how do we make our client experience even better? Yeah. And I would like to think that we've accomplished that year after year after year.
For me.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. But it became pretty obvious and very apparent to me that if we were going to go to this next level, sort of that proverbial breaking through that glass ceiling,
right?
That it might be better to consider a partner, a really, really nice, strong partner that will let us continue to do what we've always done. That wouldn't change our team or move us out of our office or do anything like that. Yeah. And Waverly was absolutely all for it. They said, no, we love what you're doing. We love your process. We love how you do everything. We love your team. We don't want you to change one darn thing about what you're doing.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. So for all of the clients who are listening to me,
many of whom we've spoken to, and they're all aware of what's going on. But I know that the public, the listening audience out there is not aware. And so I wanted to bring this to them to help them understand that we're still the same great team we've always been, but we're about to be even bigger and better than ever before with this partnership with Waverly. And so now more than ever, I would encourage clients or rather the folks out there listening to me, if you've ever been inclined and wanted to come in and kind of kick the tires and understand more about us, now's an opportunity to come in and really get a real nice look at not just what we've always done, but what the exciting future that's coming with this partnership with Waverly Advisors. You know, I'll tell you this, Greg, you know, one of the things they did too, they looked at our investment process and the way we do things, and they were really excited. They said, wow, this is super, super unique. And so they said, you know, would you mind if we allowed your portfolio models to be available to our other clients around the country? And certainly, you know, we were all flattered by that, right? But we, you know, of course, said yes. And so not only are we going to continue to do what we've always done, and there will be no changes to how we do it, but I think it's a two-way street there. It's a two-way street. We're going to get to use a lot of what Waverly has, which is true state-of-the-art technology and a very high-level white glove type service model. And then they're going to be able to patch into a little bit of what we do too. So it's going to be a great sort of marriage, if you will. And I'm just really, really excited about it.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
You know,
That's pretty cool.
we've worked together a long time now, and it's been great to see the firm grow bigger and bigger without giving up an iota of the personal touch. It may have a corporate name, but I want to talk to Brant or Austin. You know, I always emphasize your team there is.
What's that personal relationship?
I always feel out of place, Master Thespian, because I'm not as smart as they are.
Well, I am really out of place right now, buddy, because I joined the ranks of stockholders after my father died, and I am way up over my head.
His story is interesting, isn't it?
It is very interesting, and we've talked off air about that, and I'm, you know, needless to say, super excited about us getting together and
and I may
peeling
not,
that back a little bit.
There may be a lot of people in the same situation I am.
Yeah.
You know, like I've got a retirement account that I've just been putting money in and not thinking about it because, you know, I'm about 8 years away from retirement age. And it's one of those things I didn't think about it until my father died. And then when my father died, you know, my sisters were the ones that were dealing with his finances, and they said, well, there's some money coming our way. And I was like, oh, okay, a little bit of money. Because I didn't think he had anything. He'd been in an assisted living facility for 3.5 years, which was very expensive. That's like $8,000 a month. And been living with my sister for about 6 months before he passed away. And I was thinking, there's no money there. So one of my sisters says, you're going to be getting a call from a stockbroker from Edward Jones. And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I thought nothing of it. So he calls me and gives me a figure. And I was like, oh, that's nice. That gets divided between me and my two siblings. And he said, no, that's your amount. And it was more than I make in a year.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
it's almost as more than I and my wife make together in a year. And it was shocking to me because I didn't realize he just kept this in a fund and kept it going. I now own Coca-Cola stock that was bought by my great-grandfather.
Wow.
What do they call that?
That's a legacy, isn't it?
Whatever the original price was.
Yeah.
Dollars, I don't know. And what it costs today.
Yeah.
How much that has grown. How many? 1,000%?
Yeah, because he probably bought it back in the 40s or 30s.
Yeah, it's going to be mind-blowing.
Trivia question. What famous Hall of Fame baseball player made millions on Coca-Cola stock?
I don't know.
They made a movie about the guy. Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Really?
You got me. Yeah, that's
Really?
pretty amazing.
I did not know that.
I love it.
He died a very wealthy man, but back then they weren't playing baseball players what they're playing today to sit around on the bench and nurse a groin pull.
But anyway, You know, it's crazy because I'm now sitting here trying to figure out what to do. And you're the perfect person to come ask and say, okay, I've got this here, I've got that there. I've got a retirement account with RSA. I've got some stuff in retirement with TIAA-CREF. Now I've got this, and I'm clueless.
Yeah, you need a plan. You just need a really, really good plan.
Exactly.
That contemplates everything, all of that, and how it'll work for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, especially since I'm looking at retirement coming up in a few years, I want to go ahead now and get things ready for that event. So that's why having somebody like you is very helpful.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And like I said, I really look forward to it. I look forward to getting together and as I said, peeling that thing back and really making sense of it all.
So,
you know, speaking of retirement, I'll tell you too, you know, one thing I do want to reiterate, like no one at our company is retiring. We're more reinvigorated than we've ever been, and we're ready to rock and roll. You know, it's going to be an exciting ride going forward.
No, it's really exciting, and all of this happening without sacrificing an iota of the one-to-one relationship that you built with so many people. And even doing our segments on the show, you talk to one person at a time.
Yeah.
You know, who's got questions. And my favorite moments are when people can be overwhelmed or assaulted with different financial terms, and you'll always take a moment to explain what that means, what that acronym means, or by the way, I saw one other story today. Elon's stock took a bump up today. It's been
slightly, yeah.
Yeah, SpaceX or Tesla? It was probably SpaceX.
SpaceX.
Well, I think it was up around 3% or close to it.
It was because of the results. There's two things that happened. The Starship 13 did extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Extremely well. It hit all of its goals, did all the things it was supposed to do. And number two, the FAA did not cite them for any mishaps.
Good.
So they said you're good to go ahead and do Starship 14, the next test, which is incredibly good news because they're competing with Blue Origin for the lunar lander to land on the moon. So, so I think that's what's going on with that. And so now I'm looking at, do I want to maybe buy some SpaceX stock with all this money I got? So if somebody wants to do that, how would they do that? I would make an appointment with somebody at Waverly, right? And what will we do?
Well, I think the conversation has to begin with, first of all, is it appropriate for you, you know, to buy it? And if so, you know, really how much capital do you want to put in? Because a lot of times people get excited about things and lose sight of the fact that these are long-term investments. You know, even when they went public, our phones were ringing off the hook. We had people calling left and right going, I don't want to be left out. I got to get in now. And you remember, Greg, we were calling in on the show leading all the way up to the IPO. And I was tempering everyone saying, if you're interested and you want to do this, okay, figure out the amount of money you want to commit, but maybe go with 1/3 of that when it starts trading, and then watch it from there. If you're a long-term investor, you know, because it can be quite volatile.
So here's a crazy question I have. Can somebody buy just one share of stock?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's available. I mean, you got to be able to purchase it, and the transaction has to go through you guys because of the SEC rules and all that.
That's right. That's right.
So that's the thing. I guess what anybody needs to do, well, first of all, talk to you, but we need to look at how much money do we want to allocate to that?
Right.
And then consider it a long-term investment.
You've got to. That's right.
You're not trying to play like penny stocks. I don't want to deal with
no,
none
of that stuff. Because there are people that go on their apps and I'm like, no, because that would drive me crazy. Plus, I would probably lose my shirt if I tried to do that.
Well, the thing about it is, and you know, Greg, you're right. You mentioned we've been on the air with you now for years and years and years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And I take great pride in the fact that, you know, I hope people who've listened to me long enough now believe me that I'm in this really, I want to educate people. I want to help people really understand. And what's been our tagline on the show is like, know what you own and why you own it.
Yeah.
Because most people out there have these accounts and they just see numbers. They think they have an idea of what it is, but they really don't. You know, a lot of these funds, for example, when you peel it back to see what's in there, they go, wow, I had no idea this is what this quote fund really was. And so in the whole education process is the part that I love the most, being able to talk to people and think through questions like you have about this inheritance, but also the question about SpaceX, you know, and really having a proper understanding of what it means to invest in a company, that it really is an investment. You know, I like to tell people, you want to think about it from the standpoint of, if I were going to buy the entire company, if I had the money to do it, would I write a check, like literally pull a checkbook out and write that check? Well, before you do that, you're going to ask questions like, well, how much money is it making and how soon can I get my money back?
Exactly.
You know, stuff like that. And you start to really learn a lot about that overall evaluation process of making investments and learning and understanding when it makes sense and does it make sense. And that's part of that educational process. And that's the part that we take so much pride in at our company.
We're going to take a pause here. First of all, I'm here to tell you that it has cooled down. The temperature has plunged from 111 heat index to 110.
Well, that's progress.
As Rich Thomas
You
predicted this
you
morning.
won't die as quickly walking outside.
It's
Hey, I'll tell you this, man, like real quick, you know, it's no secret. I've told you our all-star team, you know, won the district, then won the state of Alabama tournament. And now we're going to the World Series this week.
Wow.
And these boys have been working their tails off in this heat you're talking about.
Wow.
And let me tell you, yesterday you could see their tongues hanging out. It was really grueling out there. But golly, they are so dedicated and working hard.
Yeah.
But it's brutal. This heat is really, really brutal. You have to drink a lot of water.
I was going to say, you're going to have
Stay
to hydrate
hydrated.
those boys
Yeah.
a lot.
especially in older folks like Rich Thomas.
Yeah. But that's one thing that you've got to be aware of. And it's really
Can
easy.
we spend some time when we come back talking about this SOB on Donnie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
He,
hilarious.
you know, he doxed thousands of wealthy New Yorkers yesterday because he's out. There's something about the socialists. They think that anybody that's got a lot of money stole it.
Yeah.
There's no way they could have earned that. You heard the moron AOC.
And
They can't make $1 billion,
It's not just rich people he doxed. He doxed every property owner in Manhattan.
including a lot of famous people who are not happy. When are they going to wake up to this guy
Yes.
and throw his ass out? I cannot believe that socialist paradox is happening in the heart of worldwide capitalism.
Well, we warned people about it. When we heard about it, when he was running, we were like, this is not going to be good. This is going to be horrible. You might listen to us.
Repeating what Master Thespian just said. No, they didn't, but we did try to warn. So we're going to take our first break. Wow, it's 3:32 already.
Yeah, we're doing well.
Brad McDonald in the house. Feel free to call in with a question at 272-9228 here in the 334-272-9228. No such thing as a dumb question when it comes to your money. Blue Water News follows Travis and Jerry at 3:33.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, the interchange looking good right now. Starting to see some traffic build coming out of the downtown area onto Arbor, then to 85 North. But as far as major accidents go, we're looking good right now. Invincible Fence has both indoor and outdoor systems, keeping your pets safe and in designated areas. Call Vicky at Invincible Fence, 334-265-2585. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
News is brought to you by Bath Innovations. Call Bath Innovations today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police have identified the victim in a deadly Sunday afternoon shooting. Officers responded to the 4200 block of Amherst Drive just after 4 p.m. where 20-year-old Michael Hill was found dead from a gunshot wound. Police have provided no further details or any information on a possible suspect or motive. A father and son are in custody after allegedly robbing a man at gunpoint over the weekend. Tamarkin Adair Sr. and Tamarkin Adair Jr. are accused of robbing the victim Saturday night on Smythe Street near Highland Avenue. Court documents indicate Adair Jr. was armed with a pistol while Adair Sr. directed his son to take everything from the victim's pockets. Both father and son are being held in the Montgomery County Jail without bond. 2 of the Montgomery Zoo's Bengal tigers have begun treatment for chronic kidney disease. According to zoo officials, the condition is often related to aging. The tigers, both 14 years old, live in the Asian realm habitat at the Montgomery Zoo. Visitors may not see the tigers outside as frequently as they recover indoors to escape the summer heat. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Bath Innovations of Alabama can replace your old bathtub with a low-step shower featuring built-in seating, secure grab bars, and slip-resistant flooring, often installed in as little as 1 day. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Poarch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Poarch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at PoarchCreekIndians.org.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here are several ways to attract more buyers to your home. First, price it right to sell, not to sit. An accurate market analysis will tell you what price it should be. Next, prepare the home to show and sell by deep cleaning by a professional cleaner, including carpet. Declutter all rooms, including closets. Evaluate flooring, replace if needed. Paint inside and out where needed, and make the kitchen and bath sparkle. How about the exterior? Are the colors faded on the shutters or fascia? Power washing them and all sidewalks and driveways and patios prior to listing the house. Remember, your price and curb appeal will create a showing appointment. Your condition of the house will make them stay and look longer and buy quicker. For all the steps you need to take to get your house ready for sale, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 334-221-2883 or 334-551-0225.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
Whether it's AC or heating or plumbing that you're needing, whatever you require, call Lou Quire.
Don't let plumbing problems strain your wallet or back up your day. Lou Quire's experienced plumbers can get there right away. Call the pros the Montgomery area has trusted for decades to get things done right. Lou Quire offers 24/7 emergency service so your home can run smoothly day and night. License number 22154.
Whatever you require, call Lou Quire right now.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. We'll moderate a little bit. Tonight, most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Greg Goodell with Master Thespian and Brant McDonald in the house. Later on this afternoon, when the movie Maven joins us, we're going to talk about the Odyssey. Here's Menthol Meredith.
Oh, well, everybody and their dog is talking about the Odyssey movie, and I am just so dang confused. When I heard Odyssey, I was thinking it was about them Honda Odyssey minivans, where I gave birth to Shayla in the parking lot of the Buc-ee's. But that Wikipedia said it's based on a poem. Now, how in the crap can there be a whole ass movie based on a poem? Next thing you know, Matt Damon's gonna be starring as the man from Nantucket. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. I've been emanating the smell of ham for the past 3 days, so I gotta figure out what that's all about.
How does one
Emanate?
emanate the smell of ham? I mean, that's really
Well,
grotesque.
I think it has to do with taking it and smearing it all over your body.
I think she produces that without any help.
Oh my God, man.
Or maybe if you eat a lot of it, it comes out through your pores as you sweat. I don't know. But giving birth in a parking lot at Buc-ee's.
General,
Yeah.
General housekeeping stuff. We will be at Baumhauer's Victory Grill tomorrow night. Brant, any questions about money, the markets, terms? Brant's got the wisdom. This is a great brain to pick. I picked it.
I got lots of questions because I have no clue what I'm doing. I am a stockholder and I just don't know what to do with it, Jandy. So,
well, you know, it's funny. I made a lot of money in my career. I made a very good living. I invested a lot of money in women.
Yeah.
How'd that turn out?
Yeah.
You buy the book and we'll find out. Yeah.
Takes you where it does. It's so weird because you don't think about that when you're in your late 20s or early 30s. And I'm working for RKO Radio. It was the best radio company short of Blue Water in America, and they took great care of us.
Well, you were at the top of your game too. I mean, you were at the biggest market.
They never
top of the heap.
This is something that Brant did for me, and this is a moment I will always remember. So, about 6-7 years ago, our former chief engineer and his wife, they were good friends. They're still in Florida, retired. His name is Wendell Lecente. We made a star out of the guy on our show because he was very expressive, very Italian. And his wife, Sally, calls and says, hey, we just found out that RKO had us in a retirement fund. It's not a ton of money, but you might be eligible for this benefit. You should look into it. Well, RKO was forced to sell their stations, and RKO then was owned by General Tire. I don't even know if they exist anymore.
Big Mishimagasha.
But whatever it is, it became Aerojet Rocketdyne, Northern Trust, something. I don't know. You got to keep up with all that. But I went on their website and applied and said, yes, you are eligible. We're going to send you some paperwork. So they sent me a list of 7 options on how I could collect around $400 a month. So I went to Brant. I looked at him. What about this? Which is about, so I just gave the list to Brant. He looked at the list for about 3 seconds and said, this is your best option because it guarantees you the most money, even if you die. So it was a slightly lower monthly payment, but over the long haul, which I'm very poor at planning for, and I'll never forget that moment. And the checks get deposited every month. So that was my accidental retirement account. I have one with a group called Social Security.
Yeah.
But
how's that turning out?
Well, the good thing is when you make good money, they take 6.5% of that. So I paid the max into that for about half my career.
Yeah.
So that's I mean, if I had to, I could. But I really would like to do better than that. I'm going to keep working because to me, retirement is death. And that's one reason why I went through that procedure.
Yeah. I mean, you might as well. I mean, you're good at it.
My marbles pretty much still roll in the same direction.
Yep. Yep.
And I've got great support here. Why would I want to hang around the house and kill plants?
Nah, man, Greg, you would be miserable. You would be
Yeah.
absolutely miserable.
Well, you tapped into something that I had a question with Brant about.
Sure.
When you purchase stock, you're basically investing in a company, right? And then they do something called paying dividends. How does that work? I have no clue of what that process is.
On that note, with my mouth full of wafer,
on Milk Chocolate Day,
you mentioned that it was a big earnings week, and I saw Boeing and some other companies were putting out numbers today. So while you're answering that, I want to get some insight on that too.
Yeah, I mean, overall, the numbers have not been bad. You know, they really haven't. Of course, Boeing, I think, really is benefiting a little bit from some of what's happening around the world. You know, obviously, defense spending. But you know, the Mag 7 is where everyone is focused this week. You know, and so we're going to be getting earnings from Google and from. Well, we've already gotten Tesla. That was last week, but we'll be getting Apple. You know, and Amazon, and all these guys will be coming out. I don't think it's today. It could be tomorrow. I didn't see any. Yeah, and but those will be market moving. And then remember tomorrow too, we've got the Federal Reserve meeting, which is a really big deal. I mean, this is Kevin Warsh's second meeting.
Yeah,
people talking about inflation so much they're they're just out of their minds, worried about it, especially with the gyrations in the oil markets. And so we'll hear what he has to say. A lot of people think this is a live meeting, that the Fed could actually raise interest rates tomorrow. I just would be shocked if that happened. I really would. It's not in the style of Kevin Warsh, number one. I think he can tighten monetary policy with the Fed's balance sheet. I know that's a little confusing, but the simplest way to put it is the Federal Reserve over the years, especially since the great financial crisis of 08-09, they now have their own balance sheet, just like you have a portfolio of things you own, and Greg, you do as well. Well, the Fed does too. It's just that the Fed ramped theirs up from practically zero in 2008 and 9 to well in the trillions of dollars. I think it's up to now $5 trillion of stuff they own on their balance sheet. Most of it is U.S. Treasuries, a lot of mortgage-backed securities and things like that. But if you think about it, in QE or quantitative easing, they go in and they buy stuff out of the open market. So when they do that, guess what the open market is left with? A lot of cash. Because they bought it, so they left dollars behind. That's a way of putting money into the system. A way of taking it out is to start selling that stuff and gradually letting it run off their balance sheet, and that has the effect of taking money out of the system. So that's a form of tightening, just like raising interest rates is a form of tightening. And I think that's more in the style of Kevin Warsh. And I think that's where I want to be honed in on listening to him tomorrow to see what he has to say about what they're going to do with the Fed's balance sheet. That's where we're going to really get the most information, I believe.
It's too bad he couldn't have been appointed immediately at the outset of Trump's term, that we had to endure, what's his face?
Jay Powell.
Jay Powell.
Yeah.
Who we know is a Trump hater and would not think twice about putting his personal interest in front of the country. That's the impression I got.
Well, I would go back further and say I think Trump himself has admitted that he made some mistakes in his first term. In terms of trusting people and listening to the wrong people. If you think about the transition from Alan Greenspan as the Fed chief into then Ben Bernanke and the way that he handled the GFC, the Great Financial Crisis, it became almost commonplace for the Fed to operate with some of these sort of political overtones and more, guidance, if you will, greasing the tracks in terms of expectations of what the Fed may or may not do. Jay Powell sort of came up in that environment, and so he was just a natural fit to keep doing the same thing. Kevin Warsh wants to put a stop to all of that and go all the way back to the way things were done back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, with a Fed that lives more in the shadows and it doesn't have near the power that it does today, and really make it less political. And I think that's the thing. But again, so many of these things that Trump is trying to do, including things like a Warsh appointment to the Fed, it's going to take time. It just doesn't happen overnight. And that's the frustrating part.
Interesting observation by our Monday, Thursday partner, David Blackman, who has spent his career in the oil and gas industry. And with the most recent resumption of attacks, barrel of oil prices started going up and so forth. But in a way that he can't quite understand, we're not seeing the big spikes in gas prices. And now oil per barrel prices are down, right?
Mm-hmm. They've been
Last-
coming down, especially the last few days, right?
Okay, so we
but-
won't see the $5 a gallon gas.
Well, they're two different issues. You know, one thing we have to remember, the United States is now the largest exporter of oil in the world. I mean, there's still people listening to me that may not know that because it's a relatively new phenomenon. But they really are. We are the largest export of oil. We also have tremendous refining capability here in the United States. So in terms of the volatile movements in crude oil prices and gasoline prices, it really doesn't hit us nearly as hard as it does other countries around the world because of that. However, with that being said, there is also no doubt that when you take the entire Iranian supply of oil off the market, which is in effect kind of what happened, it does eventually start to make its way towards impacting us because the demand for it is going through the roof.
Right.
Now, Trump has done some things, and he's able to do some things to try to, you know, tamp it down a little bit and keep more of that oil in the U.S. and let others take more of the pain. But still, in a free market, it's tough because even American producers of oil are going to be shipping overseas at these higher prices.
Well,
and
yeah,
so, it,
'cause
you
they want to
know,
make money.
that's right.
One of the superstars in Trump 2.0 has been Scott Bessent. I love him. He is brilliant, quick-witted, and without screaming and yelling, makes his points so brilliantly. The guy just has a way of communicating that's certainly better than mine at the moment. And one of the questions that get asked, and there's a lot of conspiratorial stuff about it, is how much gold is really in Fort Knox?
Right.
And didn't last week? See, I got to be very careful because I'm coming out of a post-surgical period here. Some of that anesthesia doesn't exactly go away right away. So want to make sure. But didn't he say that we have over $1 trillion of gold in Fort Knox?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Wow.
Not only am I amazed that I heard that correctly, but I remembered it.
Yeah.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
That's a very good sign. All right.
It's a good sign. We got Chicken Man on line one.
Hi, Brand. Got a quick question for you. I know some of these answers are
Your phone is very garbled.
Yeah, you're breaking up, Chicken Man.
Yeah.
Can you hear me any better?
That's much
That
better.
is better,
Much
yeah.
better, yes.
Okay, yeah, I had moved to a different part of the house.
Okay.
Okay, so I know the answers to some of these questions, but I've got a house that's going to need some home improvement. I've been to my bank, and talked to them about it, and of course I have a credit score of 837, so I know I don't have to worry about getting approved.
That's good.
So that's no problem there. So I've got a contractor that's came to me just off the street. Don't even know the guy. He seems to be legit. I've checked the company, done my homework on them. But and I know, he's got a 2-year interest-free rate, and I know after that I'm gonna check to see what that rate's going to be after that 2 year because I don't want to be surprised. So what are some of your recommendations?
Well, okay. So first of all, anytime I hear interest-free rate, all that tells me is that profit margin is buried in some sort of a financing arrangement somewhere. And so you do want to be a little careful about that. Now, sometimes things like automobiles and others, you're going to get kind of close to the same price. But on something like this, I'm a firm believer, okay? I'm a very, very big believer in taking bids. You need at least 3 bids. And I don't know how big the job is at your house or what the project entails, but it sounds like it's going to be a relatively material amount. I would go out and get 2 separate bids from other contractors. And if you need a referral from one, I got a great one that I use and trust implicitly and have for years and years. And I'm happy to share his name with you. But I would take 2 other bids and then find out exactly what the true cost of the project's going to be. And then you start to address, how am I going to pay for it? That's how I would go.
By the way, Alabama Home Mortgage would be happy to help you with that.
Yeah.
Well, y'all have a good day.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you, Chicken Man.
By the way, we do have some interesting breaking news. The Trump administration has gone straight to the Supreme Court to clear the way for new mail-in voting restrictions. Let's hope the court listens and grants that, because that will go a long way to cleaning up what will, I mean, look at all the fraud they've uncovered.
It's unbelievable. It really is, man.
Senator Tuberville, who will be our guest on the Thursday morning show.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
Last time he was on with us, I asked him, I said, can you give me a ballpark on how much of our annual spending is absolutely wasted? He said about $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Man.
And our national debt is
That's
what now,
crazy.
40?
Yeah, it's
40
a
trillion.
little over 40.
Yeah.
And getting worse. I mean, if you look
Yeah.
at overall spending, it's approximately $7 trillion a year, and we're approximately bringing in $5 trillion. And
It's that up.
it's unreal.
Yeah.
It really is incredible. And the interest on the debt is nearly now almost 16% of total spending.
Ooh.
So it's
Oh, goodness.
we're getting to a point where if we don't begin to address this pretty aggressively, we're going to tip over a little bit. And I'm not going to sit here and suggest that we would have a full out default by the federal government, but certainly the printing presses would need to come back on. That has the effect of an inflationary type of environment where
Devalue the currency.
the
that way,
currency
too.
begins to drop a little bit. And certainly they can do things where they can modify the terms of their treasury bond issuance that's already out there. I mean, they did it in the great financial crisis. I mean, there were debt instruments out there that were supposed to never, ever, ever be allowed to be changed, but yet they did it anyway. So,
What we're going to do here at the top of the hour, Brett McDonald in the house to talk about big news with Invista Advisors. We'll take it from the top again as we begin the next hour, and then I want to get some detail on how people can reach out to the firm, what's changed, what hasn't, same phone number, everything.
Yeah.
Let's cover all the bases with that.
Love it.
Traffic, Salem Radio Network News ahead.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, the interstate's looking good right now. Just be careful. We do have a lot of emergency calls by ambulances and, police activity. But as far as things that'll slow you down this afternoon, we're looking good on the roadway. Your future starts this fall. Trenham State Community College. They're now enrolling for fall 2026. Many courses going on. Register today. Go to trenhamstate.edu. Change your life. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
I'm Stephanie Bryan, chairwoman of the Porch Creek Indians. Tourism and hospitality are more than industries to the Porch Creek Indians. Providing a warm welcome is part of our heritage. It's central to who we are. From Atmore to Aruba, we've created more than 20 unique travel and tourism destinations, providing unforgettable guest experiences and life-changing career opportunities for our tribe and our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. Learn more at porchcreekindians.org.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly. whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Here are some fun shark facts for Shark Week. The bite of a great white shark is twice as powerful as a lion. That is according to our top researcher, Nubby. When sharks without eyelids attack their prey, they roll their eyes back, just like your teenager when you tell her to get off her phone. Sharks can lose thousands of teeth in their lifetimes. In their defense, they'd probably brush more if they had hands. When you flip a shark upside down, they go into a trance-like state called tonic mobility, which is also the name of next year's headliner at Coachella. Enjoy your Shark Week.
Casting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
4 o'clock. With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Senator Lindsey Graham being eulogized today here in the nation's capital. His flag-draped casket arriving today at the Capitol building, where the Republican had served for more than 30 years, first as a congressman, then as a U.S. senator. He was remembered by Vice President J.D. Vance, a former senator himself, as a swashbuckling figure and a true American original. A funeral being held later at the Washington National Cathedral. President Trump among the speakers, delivering remarks, and Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu, along with Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky, both in attendance. A tornado struck in northeastern Wisconsin on Monday, blackening the midday sky and sending workers sheltering in office basements as fierce winds splintered homes, scattered twisted metal across a highway, and knocked out power to more than 30,000 people. On Wall Street at the close, Dow was up 563 points. This is SRN News.
The following is a real-life story from Trinity Debt Management.
When I was feeling the stress of too much credit card debt, I looked at 2 different options, debt settlement and debt management. They may sound the same, but guess what? They're not. Debt settlement seemed like a quick fix, but I found out it would destroy my credit, create tax headaches, and hit me with huge fees. They actually told me to stop paying my bills. No way, not me. Then I turned to a debt management plan developed by the team at Trinity. They worked with my creditors, lowered my payments, reduced my interest, saved me thousands, and paid off my debt. And Trinity is a Christian company, which is important to me.
If credit card debt has you down, call Trinity at 1-800-936-5496.
My name is Heather. Please forget debt settlement and remember Trinity Debt Management.
1-800-936-5496.
Happy days are here again. We raise the debt ceiling again. So let's spend like drunk sailors again. Happy days are here again.
Happy days are here again. They've been MIA since Brant McDonald was last in the studio, but here today, again, with big news involving Invista Advisors. I will not be saying that name.
That's right.
When does that go in? Is it in effect immediately?
It's in effect right now.
Wow,
as a matter of fact, we closed on the transaction Friday. We are no longer Invista Advisors. We are now Waverly Advisors, a phenomenal company headquartered out of Birmingham in 20 states, a national firm. They manage over $35 billion in assets, close to $36 billion, and it's just both. All of us are super excited. Invista, our team is excited there, and Waverly as well. And the future is very, very bright. We're super fired up.
That's excellent. Yeah. Of course, now you have to get new business cards.
Well, we got new business cards, and there are a whole lot of new exciting things coming. For example, we were just talking off air. I will be launching a podcast.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
And so, but of course, I will still be doing Greg's show for the indefinite future. There are no plans or any plans to change that. But we will be doing a very unique podcast that we'll have more information about soon. And who knows? Greg may be the guest on my podcast, and we'll have some fun with that.
That'd be fun.
And it'll be a little more national in nature because Waverly is truly a national company. They span from the East Coast to the West Coast. So
excellent.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to emphasize from everything I've been made done, your office is still going to be where it is now.
Yep. Same location, same team, same investment process. Nothing changes.
And this ultimately, but I want to emphasize that because it's not like this is an incredible merger. It's a fantastic opportunity for you, for everybody that works at Invista to become part of Waverly.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to lose that one-to-one intimacy that's just not, I don't think you would have done it if that would have meant that kind of impact on the people that trust you.
There's absolutely no way we would have done it without that. And we had a very strong commitment from Waverly that not only do they want us to continue doing things exactly the way we're doing them today, they want to tap into some of what we're doing and use it to spread it nationally.
Mm-hmm.
And we're certainly going to be tapping into the vast amount of resources they have to bring unbelievable, sort of almost unparalleled service to our clients, our client base. And that's the power in this merger, this acquisition by Waverly of us, which makes this so exciting. And that's why I said at the beginning of the show that, for those who have been listening and haven't called us, now's a great time to come in and see the really new and improved sort of environment that we're going to be operating in. It's really something else, I have to say.
Well, you've always, my last visit wasn't that long ago, but my last visit to your office, it's like somebody lifted a little piece out of the stock exchange in New York. It is a busy place. Nobody's sitting around talking about the game last night. I mean, everybody is super focused, super professional, and super friendly too, which is nice. And as you reminded me, way back in the very beginning of our relationship, there's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to your money. And I know because I've asked them all at one time or another. Well, congratulations on this. This is fantastic.
I do. I appreciate it, Greg, very much. And you're right. You know me. I mean, this has been a 2-year process. There's been an unbelievable amount of due diligence that's been done on both sides, And so this was not something we did lightly. And as I say, in life, there are what I call natural next steps. There those kind of next steps that are you just know have to happen. And this is one of those. It's rather than us continuing to try to beat our heads and trying to continue to grow this thing and grind it out, that you get to the size we reached, it's much, it makes a lot more sense to just partner and merge with someone who knows and has already done all of that. So we're excited about the future, excited about the podcast. As I said, nothing changes. And now we're going to turn the page and I will say this too, keep our little all-star team in mind. This is a big deal, man. I got to tell you, I mean, our head coach, Gene Cody, has busted his butt. I'm an assistant. Michael Gallups is an assistant. Many here locally know both of those guys. They're well-heeled in their own right in our local community. And everyone has poured so much into these boys, and you ought to see them. I'll share with you when I leave the Game Changer link so you can keep up with us. It's going to be broadcast on YouTube. It's a big deal.
Where are y'all traveling to?
We're going to Mississippi, so we're representing Team Alabama, obviously, and playing the best of the best. It's going to be a real challenge, but the boys are excited and they're up for the task.
And such a huge chunk of play. Of course, you've worked with some major league players too.
Oh yeah. And I've talked to many of them about this and get advice and.
Well, it's a great opportunity. It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's great memories for the kids, I mean, especially when you've worked as hard as they have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just telling you, you would not believe how hard these boys work. And they have gotten to be really, really good. They're a well-oiled machine. We've got a super deep bench, a super deep pitching staff.
Yeah.
Well coached.
Yeah.
But you set the example. You know, you work hard. So when you suggest you want to do well at this, you want to succeed, you work hard too. You're setting the example, and that's important.
Well, it transfers for the boys. It transfers into their own lives of what
Sure.
they're going to do in the future because they learn how to work together as a team.
Yep.
They learn how to set goals, how to work towards those goals, and they understand too the idea that things don't come easy. You got to work at it.
I also have to confess, I'm a little bit jealous of these kids.
I know you are.
Man.
I know you are. Hey, let me just tell you though, it's a big deal at Southeastern. That's the league we represent, and we got great coaches, but the dads of these kids who are coaches themselves. I mean, we have unbelievable support on the diamond and really, really smart guys who know a lot about baseball, and they just work with these kids all the time. And anyway, it's a super exciting opportunity, and so keep
Kids
up
then
with us.
get to play on really beautiful manicured fields.
Yeah.
With lights.
Yeah, that's right.
We played on Chicago Park District fields.
Yeah.
They were a study in geology. As soon as the ground thawed, which is usually like late March, early April, they'd send a drunk out from the Park District with one of those round things that churns
With
up
the
the dirt.
chains, yeah.
And he would make his circles around. We didn't have infield grass. I mean, it was just pathetic. And even after they ran that over the field, they only did that once a year, churning up actually more rocks. You could never expect you always had to be ready. I remember one time I was playing third base. One bounce liner is hit right at me. Should be an easy field.
Yeah.
But it hit one of those prehistoric rocks that the guy dug up and hit me in the chin and knocked me on my butt.
Oh, goodness.
Chin's bleeding all over the place. We did not have lights, so we had to get it done like the old Wrigley Field, you know.
Before dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great memories and all that, but I really, only one time did we ever play a game on an actual field, and that's nothing like the beautiful parks like the one I see, is it off Perry Hill? There's a complex over there
Yes.
somewhere.
Yes, behind
Yeah.
the
Probably
the ones
over at
out-
East Montgomery.
Yeah.
The ones, there's some nice ones out east too.
Oh yeah, well Southeastern, we've got great fields out there. There's the one on Ray Thornton, which is part of Montgomery
Very
nice.
Americans
Yeah,
League.
it's very
Well, if they ever
nice.
fail to appreciate just how good they have it, have them call me, and I will talk to them about what it could be like.
Oh, yeah.
I was a good ball player. I really was, and I love baseball.
Oh yeah,
But
I do too, man.
Is there anything else we need to address while you're here in the studio with us?
I think that about covers it. As I said, I can't stress enough how excited we are about this. And, I look forward to continue to calling in with
Yes.
you and we'll keep talking about this and we'll keep talking markets. And, Greg, I got to say, man, this has been fun being here with you. I got to keep this momentum going,
Yeah.
and not let it be another year before I come back.
That's absolutely awesome. Yes, we would like to make this more consistent.
Well, we're going to tell people in the audience, call him. I'm going to call the office tomorrow and set up an appointment for next week so we can talk.
Great.
But that's the easiest thing to do. Just pick up the phone and call.
387-0094, right? The 334
That's it.
area code. See, they got bigger, better, and everything else you love about it is the same.
Gonna
From
be
the
great.
phone number to the individual service that you receive at Invista Advisors, now Waverly Advisors. That's what I got to get used to. That little change. Brad, thanks so much for coming by today, man.
You got
It's
it,
great
buddy.
to see you.
Thanks y'all so much. And great to see you as well.
here.
And we
Same
look
here.
forward to chatting with you tomorrow.
All righty.
All right. Take care, everybody.
13 minutes after 4 o'clock. We're going to be at Baumhauer's tomorrow night. They have a great menu for the summer, Savor the Summer. And the most popular item on it, I've seen it ordered by several people each of the last number of Wednesdays. It's the doubleheader. It's 2 Conecuh dogs, curly Q fries, a side of Wickles pickles, spicy as they may be, and onion and mustard for no additional charge, and it's $9.99. That's the complete meal.
What?
Under
$9.99?
And these are big hot dogs.
Holy cow!
Big hot dog. Tried the Alabama hot chicken platter. A fresh southern fried chicken breast served with smoked Gouda cheese grits and Mrs. Mary's greens, and smothered with the signature Alabama hot chicken sauce. Outstanding. That's $12.99. I've been a big fan of the black and white chicken because that's what led me to discover white barbecue sauce.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Which I warn you is addictive. And the Havana chicken, Bob, when he's not just a jock who hung his name on a restaurant and said, come and eat here. He actually went on an agricultural, I wouldn't want to call it a field trip because it was a little more than that, but with permission of the government, to Cuba. And he studied Cuban cuisine, how they make it, how, you know, the spices and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And he brings a level of authenticity to not only Cuban food, but anything like the Jamaican jerk chicken. Our boss, who consulted broadcasting stations in the Caribbean, said, it's better than the stuff you actually get in Jamaica.
Really?
When it's made there.
Wow.
But
That's good. I've had
Brooks Mango, that's a Cabo Wabo tequila, if you're looking for a beverage to fit the occasion. Tequila. Grand Mariner, House Citrus, agave syrup, orange juice, and real mango fruit juice. That's $9.99. Those are drinks that might cost double that somewhere else. And this is real deal food, friends. Not bad. You will get a meal, a complete meal at Baumhauer's for less than driving through a lot of the places these days. For half the amount of food, too.
Exactly.
So please consider joining us tomorrow night. We'll have to do a night with Brant up there as well.
Oh, that would be good. Yeah.
And I need to take a quick look at a calendar if I can.
Because next week we're going to be in August. Did you realize that?
That's
Time is flying. Time is flying. You know, it just seems like yesterday we were celebrating July the 4th. You know?
August 26th.
Yeah.
That's the week before Labor Day, the Wednesday before Labor Day. We will have our annual celebration of this show.
August the 26th.
Yeah,
Okay,
keep that on your
let me put that
calendar.
on my calendar.
And we may have some surprises at that event, too.
Some surprises?
Yes,
Ooh.
I'm working on them.
Surprises. I like surprises.
Right now at 4:50, and of course, Baumhauer's tomorrow night. Let me take another quick look at what the weather conditions are. 97 degrees, the heat index 109.
Oh, it's going down.
And the Live and Fear Doppler, very widely scattered stuff. If you're lucky, a fat-ass cloud will park over your car and keep it in the shade. Here's traffic. Rich's forecast next.
Into the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center. Your Tuesday afternoon still looking good out here. A few people sneaking out of the downtown area. 65 and 85 looking good at the moment. Get $3,000 customer cash on a new Toyota Tundra at McKinnon Toyota. Add the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212. They're off I-65 in Clanton. Great people. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
Rich Thomas Well, hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. I mean, we'll moderate a little bit. Tonight, most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Back to school shopping starts now, and ASC Credit Union has you covered. Our back to school loan helps you pay for supplies, laptops, clothes, and more. Stop by your local ASC branch or apply today at yourasccu.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the river region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And we go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Giveaways galore all summer long. Diamond Days Diamond Jewelry Giveaway and TV Tuesdays TV Giveaway with $185,000 in free play at Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too. Victoryland Casino off I-85 exit 22 Shorter, Alabama.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients. From making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly, to getting to know you and your family's needs, and following up on any questions you may have, Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hi, I'm Doug Tullis with Eclectic Coins, 543 Northeastern Boulevard. Since I've partnered with Blue Water Broadcasting, my business has grown more than I could ever imagine. If you're looking to grow your business, please consider giving Blue Water Broadcasting a call. They work for me. I know they'll work for you.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Natasha Owens, who gave us the Somali Waltz, gives us TDS. Watch it on YouTube. It's funny.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. I know the problem, you got just one policy. You do the opposite of what the Donald does. Don't know what you believe just because you got the TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. Open the borders, let my Donnie pick your pocket. Let the boys beat the girls, they got that extra rocket. A theology degree from Starbucks. You declare that America sucks. You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. If you're red, alright, let's get this party started. If you're left, you're blue and probably retarded. Like Rosie, De Niro, Jimmy Kimmel, Kathy Griffin. No kings, no kidding. We don't live in Great Britain. If J6 was the worst thing you've ever seen, Soros, burning Sadie's a mostly peaceful thing. Bring back the cartels, commute their crimes, sack the fact checkers like the New York Times. He's a Nazi, a fascist, a racist dictator who lets you say what you wanna say.
Luke, I am your daddy.
You got that TDS. You've tested positive. There's nothing I can do for chronic low IQ. It's TDS. No matter what he says, you must be really dumb, 'cause you keep blaming Trump for all your problems.
Side effects of Trump derangement syndrome may include violent behavior, delusions, nightmares, insomnia, irrational hatred, hopelessness, anxiety, depression, blue hair, tantrums, inability to form coherent speech, difficulty maintaining gainful employment, and verbal diarrhea.
Wow, I love the Libtard Hospital there. That was a nice touch. Yeah, I want to put that on Facebook because
It's so well done.
yeah. I mean, it's great. You know, De Niro blubbering like a little baby, and
There's no
Clooney and
currency.
Ruffalo, and all these people I really have come to despise. Not because, I mean, they just will not give him an iota of credit. They want Joe Biden back. Have you heard Joe spilling national secrets? There might be some audio of Joe rambling incoherently and spilling national secrets to a ghostwriter on a book, which is how Democrats, launder money. They,
Oh yeah, get those nice advances.
in fact, David Blackman explained it rather succinctly today that, they're going to run Kamala and they will give AOC and someone like that, maybe a cabinet position, at least offer them that.
Yeah.
Everybody else will
Just
get a
to keep
$5
them out of
million
the way.
book deal, a book that will be written by somebody else that nobody will buy, but somehow they'll end up with the $5 billion.
Well, all the libraries will buy them. See, that's where they get their money because
Yeah.
all the libraries buy a copy or two, and so you've got a guaranteed number of customers.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But it's a game. It's a game. It's a club, and we're not in it.
It's the big club and we're not in it. Absolutely. So
But I don't think she'll get sued though, because that suits as parody. That qualifies as parody, so she may not
Yeah.
get sued for that.
But she does a good job. I mean, her
Very
music
well
is
done.
high energy. It's unapologetic. And these are the headlines I don't understand. Mike DeWine, who used to be the governor of Ohio, a Republican, wants to keep all those Haitians that are here illegally. I don't know
Why?
I don't know.
Oh,
He's
goodness.
getting something out of it, obviously, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure what.
Goodness.
I know that there's a link to some audio. And then tomorrow, of course, the big show will be Anthony Fauci and Rand Paul.
My lawyer has instructed me not to say anything about nothing. I plead the 5th, the 4th, the 6th, the 12th, and everything in between.
You may hit, he may establish a record number of, but I don't think he can do that. See, he got the pardon from Joe.
Exactly.
When you get the pardon, you can't lie.
You can't plead
Which
the
is what he
fifth.
did the last time.
Yeah.
He was in front of it, lied his ass off.
Yeah. Would y'all like to watch me do a card trick? Let me do a card trick for you.
But it's just, I mean, we've all known, and in some respects, you have to be somewhat narcissistic to succeed at anything. You've got to believe in what you're doing and that you're good at it. But this guy, I may be one of the most beloved figures in the entire world.
Oh, he has his own action figure. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
I have one. I should bring it in tomorrow so you can see it. It has a removable mask and everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's made by a company called Factory, which is a very left-leaning company. They've made all sorts of action figures of political figures, including Donald Trump. But I just find them hysterically funny.
Listen to this 1 minute clip. This is Fauci. And count the number of times. None of these clips were edited. But listen to the number of times this man contradicted himself during the course of 2020. Listen.
My name is Dr. Tony Fauci. I'm the director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases at NIH. People should not be walking around with masks.
If a person wants to put on 2 masks, I see no reason to tell them not to.
Follow the Fauci. Travel restrictions are not going to help. You can't just travel restrict everyone. It is not a good idea to travel, period.
To the real Dr. Fauci, thank you for your calm and your clarity.
And then we'll have herd immunity. Quite frankly, that is nonsense. You very likely could have overwhelming majority of the people vaccinated, which means you'd have herd immunity that would allow you to safely get people back to school.
Fauci and other experts told us that 60% of America would have to be vaccinated before we could get back to normal. Now, Fauci tells the New York Times it could be 90%.
And he admitted he'd been deliberately moving the goalpost because America wasn't ready to hear the truth.
We've got to be careful when there's mixed messages and inconsistencies in messaging.
Goodness gracious.
And you could make the presumption that initially, I don't see why we need to wear a mask. Then want to wear 2 or 3, changing his mind because you know what? When you read the egomania invested in these diary comments, the self-love, I'm the most beloved person in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was going to end when COVID did. So it was absolutely to his benefit to prolong it as long as he could. But at the end, truth started to come out. Things started to unravel.
And he got out with a getting was good. That's exactly what he did,
with the highest government pension anybody in America collects.
Ever collected.
$427,000 a year.
Must be nice.
So
all I gotta say, must be nice.
I am one of those eagerly awaiting these hearings to see how he handles it, because he really has no option. He cannot lie.
No,
and he can't plead the fifth. So, but this is the game he played, and now the game is, I think, about to play him. Where are my Joe Biden audio clip tapes? I want to hear a little of this.
Joe Biden. Yeah, he's kind of hiding somewhere, I'll bet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of interesting because you haven't seen much from Jill in the last few months. We've seen Hunter. Hunter's popped up and is spouting nonsense.
Hunter's crazy.
Well, he's
broke. Just a flat out, yeah.
He's broke, and so
now it's coming out that yes, they were getting paid millions by the Chinese.
Oh, were they now?
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, but it's all spent. All the people that paid $500,000 for a Hunter Biden painting. What an investment that must be.
Can't sell one for $5 now.
What did he do with all that money?
Makes you wonder.
Hookers, drugs. He's got a drug problem.
Child support.
So I'm happy to see. We'll never see the complete justice that needs to be served when it comes to the damage done by these people, but it'll be fun to watch some of them.
Well, and the damage that family did to the country of Ukraine. Yes. I'm still of the opinion that they had something to do with all that corruption leading up to the war.
Oh, there's plenty of smoke around the fire that says that a lot of the money that we were sending over to Ukraine some of it was coming right back to the DNC. Because what's going on now, Trump put an end to that. The DNC just had to, and tell me what this says about the midterm elections. The Democratic National Committee just had to refinance their building to get a $15 million loan because they are knee deep in red ink.
Wow.
So tell me just how popular Democrats are.
Having difficulty raising money, are they?
And what does the person who may not be, and I get it, we're all a little frustrated over Iran. We'd like to see that resolved, obviously to our benefit. We thought it was, then it wasn't. It's gone on much longer than we thought it would be. Yeah. But I don't think even with the higher gas prices, people are buying the socialist solution.
No.
Only in limited places where there's a lot of mentally depraved people. I saw I didn't understand a word the guy said. But all I knew from the introduction that he was a Cuban who escaped with his family on a boat to Florida. And so many thousands died in the Florida Straits trying to escape, as JFK called it, that imprisoned island.
Yeah.
And
that says something. If you're willing to risk your life to get away from someplace.
Yeah, Cuba's been kind of a quiet mystery lately. We know that when we went into Venezuela, we cut off their oil supply.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know
They've had problems with power.
Yeah.
Lots of problems with the power grid.
But
So I don't know. I don't know what's going on down there.
I don't know that they've reached out our way for help. I mean, it would be great to
Well,
fold a free Cuban state, get them into a capitalist economy. It wouldn't happen overnight, but and once again make it a premier travel destination for Americans.
That'd be great. That'd be great. I know Russia can't help them much right now because Russia's got its own problems. with
Oh,
its
we're
refineries.
we see the media will never cover this stuff because anything that might make Trump look like he knows what he's doing is not going to be on NBC, CBS, ABC, MSD now, and all the rest of the the DNC networks, which, by the way, are also firing people left and right because nobody's buying what they're selling either. I love it. I love it. Odyssey has been out for a while.
Yeah.
Master Thespian, our sidekick today, has seen it.
I
The
bit the
movie
bullet.
Maven has seen it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be the topic when she joins us at 5:35 next hour here on News Talk 93.1 FM.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens this weekend because the Spider-Man movie comes out Friday, and I'm planning to go see that Friday morning, so I'll be able to talk about it intelligently next week. But I'm curious to see what happens to the Odyssey box office when Spider-Man comes.
We'll put you in charge of Spider-Man because the movie Maven will be out of town for a week.
That's good.
So
I'm looking forward to it. There's some really good reviews that have come out. People that have seen it that are saying it is very well done.
The initial feedback I've heard on it too is good.
Well, it's closer to the original idea of Spider-Man in the comic books, that he's all on his own.
I think that's where a lot of these movies have gone wrong.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
away from the concept of comic books. It's like this last Superman. He was a little bit too human for me. I liked Christopher Reeve. He looked like the guy I saw in DC Comics.
Yep.
And my favorite parts of those late 70s movies, reversing time,
Yeah.
flying around the planet, lifting up a freight train so it doesn't derail, all the amazing, that's what Supermen do.
But there was this sort of unworldliness about him, that he
Mm.
was not of this planet. He had adopted this planet as home, but his home wasn't this planet.
No.
You know, whereas in the current, I agree with you. One of the themes they tried to come up with in the current Superman movie is that he was born and raised. He was born somewhere else, but raised here. He was adopted. He was an immigrant, as Lex Luthor called him.
I think I told you I met him accidentally at
Christopher Reeve?
Yes,
Yeah.
in New York we did a contest in Miami, took a couple of listeners for the premiere of the most wretched musical ever produced, The Pirates of Penzance, with Rex Smith and Linda Ronstadt, I
Yeah.
think was in it.
Yeah. Kevin
And
Kline was in that too. Yeah.
I never had a worse time enduring a movie than that. But there were a lot of A-listers
Yeah.
at this thing.
Gilbert and Sullivan is an acquired taste, but
The party was awesome, free drinks and food. And I had gone to back up and turn around and I bumped into somebody and I spun around and said, "Excuse me." And
there he was.
Yeah. That's a really weird feeling when you bump into somebody. Look at me. It's Superman. He was really nice.
That's
I
wild.
said, gotta know, what'd you think of the movie? And he just kind of cocked his head, didn't want to say anything negative.
Well, you know, the Pirates of Penzance was written back in 1878. A long time ago.
It was just one of those things.
A long
that-
time ago.
Who decided this was a good idea? Who spent all the money to produce this thing?
Okay. Well, here's the deal. It started out in 1979 at the Public Theater, the Free Shakespeare in the Park. Okay. Joseph Papp, it was his idea to let's do a Gilbert and Sullivan. It'll be fun. And it took off. They sold tickets like crazy. So then they got some investors who said, well, let's move it to Broadway. So it went to Broadway and it was a huge hit. Sold lots of tickets. They sent it on tour. So apparently somebody somewhere said, well, hey, if we can make this much money, let's make a movie version.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
the movie version I would agree with you. It lacks some things. It's not as good. I mean, it's okay as in terms of adapting a stage work, but it's difficult to adapt something from the stage into a movie. It just doesn't always translate.
No.
well.
Not always.
Yeah.
And that was a magnificent example
Yeah.
of what often doesn't translate.
That was like 1982, I think, is when that came out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You remember, I don't know if they had it in this area or not, there was a service called On TV.
No.
It was really the predecessor to cable. It was a box, one channel,
Yes. Yes, I do remember that. Yes.
and you would get movies.
Uh-huh.
If you couldn't get cable, or if, a lot of places weren't hooked up to cable or HBO.
Yep.
So with On TV, you just attached the box to your TV, paid the fee, and it would send a satellite signal, I guess. I'm really not sure how it worked.
Yeah.
They were the ones that sponsored this big party.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I don't know what became of them or how long they stuck around, but seen a lot of things come and go in the entertainment business, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, it's 4:38. We have 1819 news coming up here in just a moment. In fact, let me do a little quick thing here.
Yeah, do a little thing here.
We got to move. Let's see, Wall Street business.
Oh, goodness. There's Mondami on the TV again.
I hate him.
Oy. He's
Have
on
I made
both
the claim?
TVs. What the heck? Goodness gracious.
Oh, he's not going to arrest Bibi Netanyahu.
We can't. You
No, we
can't. It's illegal.
He's so full of crap. Whenever his lips are moving, he's lying. And at least it seems that a lot of New Yorkers are catching on to the bull crap. Only $70 million for a city-run grocery store.
Goodness.
That's
It's crazy.
They have to find everything out
Crazy.
the hard way. All right, at 4:39, here's traffic. 1819 news next.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, we are still looking good this Tuesday afternoon. Just be careful out there on the roadway. 65 and 85, you'll zip right through all of that. Downtown area, starting to see the migration coming out of that area. Get $3,000 customer cash on a new Toyota Tundra, plus 3.9% financing. It's at McKinnon Toyota, but you add the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
1819 news.
U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville is predicting failure for the New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani as he plans to open up government-run grocery stores in that city. Mamdani announced this week that he plans to create 5 of these grocery stores in the city by 2029.
Our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices. No exceptions, no gimmicks. That means no weekly fluctuations nor sticker shock at the checkout line.
Tuberville was on Newsmax urging Americans to not become dependent on the federal government.
Go get a job. Go out there and work. And, don't lean on somebody else. Don't lean on the federal government. But this is socialism and communism at its best. And it won't last long. I think they're spending the first few months $90 million on this nonsense. The American people should be appalled across the country because we're only having this in New York, the top and most renowned city in the world where you have opportunities galore to get a job. But we're having to open up these grocery stores for illegals, basically, Rob. It's going to be illegals that don't have money to try to get their vote.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Covenant Grocery Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
More details emerge about a helicopter crash that occurred in the town of Opp on Monday. The UH-72 Lakota helicopter took off from Fort Rucker with 3 crew members on board. The flight was all part of routine training exercises. All 3 crew members were hospitalized after the crash and are reported as in stable condition. The cause of the crash has yet to be determined. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hardwood, tile, carpet, flooring tools, and installation supplies. Find it all at Budget Floors and More in Montgomery. Big selection, contractor pricing, and personal service you won't find at the big boxes. Across from Publix in Del Reyta and online at budgetfloorsmgm.com.
What are you getting?
Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress.
Why Rhett Marcus?
Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt.
Oh, then you can trust him.
And he's a small business owner, not a politician.
Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rhett Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rhett for Alabama.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Well, hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. I mean, we'll moderate a little bit. Tonight, most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
This is not headline news. It's National Water Park Day, which becomes National Swimsuit Up Your Butt Crack Day. Jon Stewart and Pete Davidson will headline a 9/11 comedy benefit. The biggest names in stand-up will be there. And Pete Davidson. Rob Zombie's wife released a single. She's also today's winner of the Sharon Osbourne Cashing In on Your Husband Award. And there's a new horror movie about an evil karaoke machine. Or as anyone who's ever wanted a quiet drink at a bar calls them, a karaoke machine. This is not headline news.
Let's take a look around the home front for some interesting news today.
Yep.
I received a post. By the way, I still don't understand Facebook algorithms. The other day I put and I thought it was AI, but I didn't care. I loved the little story about the dog and the ducks and in the gutter.
Yeah, which was cute.
It was. That got 25,000 views off my page.
Really?
500 reactions. I don't know how many dozens of shares. And then when it's shared, it's still got your name on it. So they're still viewing your post, even if they don't view it on your page.
25,000? Goodness.
Yeah. I'd like to think everything is getting that kind of attention. But I posted this with the following comment. Yes, if it can happen in Birmingham, why can't it happen in Montgomery? Birmingham has a mayor of color.
Yep, Mayor Whitman.
And he's taken a very different approach to crime. And he has been named the Crime Stopper of the Year. How about that?
Really?
Here's the scoop. City of Birmingham has seen sharp reductions. Now, we hear that that's happening here, but
Yeah.
I think there's been a lot of statistical manipulation. You can't count a crime that's not reported, and et cetera, et cetera. It's a death investigation, not a murder. you know.
Meanwhile, we are currently ahead of Birmingham so far for the year.
And they're a
in
bigger
number of
city.
Homicides.
All right. The city of Birmingham has seen sharp reductions in homicides, auto thefts, and robberies. There were 153 homicides in 2024, 86 last year.
Wow.
A nearly 44% decrease. To achieve these reductions, this is the key part. To achieve these reductions, this is what the city of Birmingham did. And we're told that's not going to work here. They invested $16 million into the police department for recruiting and retaining officers. Now, when Bobby Bright was mayor, we were hiring a lot of cops. They would get trained here and then take a better job somewhere else because their salary was too low. It was not competitive. And Bobby Bright addressed that, much to his credit. The department was short over 220 officers in 2023. That's Birmingham.
Wow.
By early 2025, listen to this, the city had hired over 260 cops.
Wow.
Now, the opinion of the original poster here says, I've spoken about the need for more police officers in any city experiencing high levels of violence. We have less than 200 police officers patrolling Montgomery. And I've always theorized that crime tends to happen where people think they're going to get away with it.
Yep.
Montgomery isn't just the state capital. It's currently the murder capital of Alabama. Now, some of the comments to this post, let's take a look at those. Glenn says, Stevie needs to hang out with this guy. I imagine they met. But why? This is obviously the proof's in the numbers. We've got the budget.
Yeah.
Why can't we hire 220 new cops? James says we need more informed and better trained law enforcement, not just more numbers. They need to be well versed in the Constitution, blah, blah, blah.
Well, you know what? I would take numbers at this point. You know, we can always educate them and make them more informed. We need bodies. We need people in patrol cars. We need people on the streets.
You know, there was a brief renaissance downtown over the weekend because of Leanne Morgan.
Yeah. How
4
was
sold
that?
out shows. She was wonderful. Very funny lady.
Good.
I've repeated this joke many times. My favorite, she's a good storyteller.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking, encouraging women. About 75% of the people in attendance were female.
Really?
I had a group behind me that laughed from the moment she walked out to the moment she said goodnight. It was as much fun listening to them as it was her.
Yeah.
And she was encouraging the women to nurse their babies. She says, I nursed all 3 of mine, no regrets. But one day when the 3rd one was finished, she looked at her bosom and she said, let's see if you can envision this. It looked like a raisin hanging off the end of a baby sock. You know, part of her act is always, her husband never comes out on stage. Yeah, it's just
Wow.
That's a great visual.
Okay.
You know, her husband's cheap and doesn't want to spend money and blah, 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 blah. So she goes to him and says, Chuck Morgan, I would like to go get a breast augmentation procedure. And he immediately whipped the checkbook out and said, spend what you want. Go do it. See, it depends on what.
Well, yeah, priorities, yeah.
Danny says, common sense approach, not so in Montgomery, won't even admit there's a problem. Yeah, that's part of it too.
Yeah, part of it.
Problem starts at the top, says Luther. Let's see. The New World Order would have to and make up crime for the severance states so they can track and trace everyone. I don't understand what that's about.
That didn't make sense.
It can't happen until we have a mayor who cares. And again, that's also like admitting the problem. Instead of a $300+ million bond, let's get some police staffing and proactive law enforcement policies back in gear. An Art Baylor type of department would be a good start. I agree with that. Allen says less than 200 police patrolling Montgomery, but budgeted annually for over 400. And a city council and local press that are actively disinterested in where that money goes. I do know they spend some money because every time I spend most of my time on YouTube, right? Watching documentaries, historical stuff.
Yep.
I am bombarded day after day. Trash the ash. This is what we're focused on, getting cigarette butts off the streets.
Yeah, like that's going to solve or help.
And frankly, most smokers do make the effort to get their butts off the street. Pat says, well, I truly do want to trust these crime stats to be accurate. If they are, I can only tell Birmingham, great job. I also truly do want to know how much crime in Birmingham either goes unreported or incorrectly reported, like some reputable sources have said happens in Montgomery. And while that may or may not be true, what is true is that they've hired 220 additional police in Birmingham.
Yep.
And that's the crux of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kevin says because Mr. Reed is in charge, his priorities are making money, not safety. Patty says not only do they need more officers, they need a bigger jail, a few more judges who practice common sense,
Absolutely.
and stiffer jail time for shoplifting and things that would have put a curb on crime. But, you know, even when you know you get caught, you're going to get slapped on the wrist and sent right out. Oh, here's Rusty. What about Mayor Pinhead in Montgomery? I thought he was taking a bite out of crime, yeah. Let's put it this way. He's doing as much damage as you can do with chopsticks.
Yeah.
Debbie says Montgomery needs a new mayor. And Andrew says, you know you're in a bad place when you compare your mayor to Woodfin and be on the short end of the stick. So there you go. I just thought that was the biggest revelation of the day relative to life in the city. Traffic, Wall Street business news coming up.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, we're looking okay right now. It's kind of surprising. 65 and 85. Seeing more traffic out there minute by minute. Traffic already coming out of the downtown area. I checked Maxwell and Gunner. Same song and dance. At McKinnon Nissan, you can save up to $6,000 off Pathfinders, $5,000 on Rogues at the lowest tax rates in Alabama, and it's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212. They're off I-65 in Clanton. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. Americans' confidence in the economy fell this month as gas prices resumed their climb after the U.S. and Iran stepped up their fighting.
The Conference Board said Tuesday that its consumer confidence index fell to 90.8 in July from 92.2 in June. Consumers' view of current business and labor market conditions fell by 3.6 points to 114.9, the third straight monthly decline. Consumer attitudes had improved modestly in June as gas prices came down to around $3.70 a gallon, from more than $4.50 a gallon in late April and early May.
That is Bernie Bennett. Johnson & Johnson proposing a multi-billion-dollar talk settlement.
Johnson & Johnson has agreed to pay $5.5 billion to tie up remaining lawsuits that claim its talc products caused ovarian cancer. The drug maker has been dealing with talc-related lawsuits for years.
That is Ed Donahue reporting at the close on Wall Street. The Dow at 553 for the Wall Street Business Report. I'm Bob Agnew.
Doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. these make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
Pizza Perfect is carrying over the $10 buffet for July. They also have the perfect deal to feed your family tonight. Order any large pizza and get an order of boneless wings free. Pizza Perfect is known for their all-you-can-eat buffet, including pizza, spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, and it's only $10 in July. Available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Buy any large pizza, get an order of boneless wings on the house at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook, pickup and delivery.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Jeff Bezos, and I'm here to brag about becoming part owner of a professional football team. Is it the Dallas Cowpokes, the New York Gigantics, the Miami Dolphins with frickin' laser beams on their heads? Sadly, they are not for sale. Instead, I shall be investing in a little-known team called the Liverpool FC. Now, I'm not entirely sure which state Liverpool is in, and Google brings up a big fat goose egg when I search for our quarterback. And I haven't the foggiest idea what the FC in Liverpool FC stands for. But mark my words, once I make my smoking hot wife the team's mascot, the FC is going to stand for the Liverpool Foxy Cougars. Play ball!
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
That's fine. With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he had an excellent meeting with President Trump at the White House. Their first sit-down since launching a joint war against Iran that offered Netanyahu a chance to smooth out strains in their relationship. The closed-door meeting on Tuesday lasted nearly an hour and a half. The White House says it was positive and productive. President Trump is remembering Senator Lindsey Graham as a giant of the United States Senate and a true American original. Trump joined foreign leaders, lawmakers, and others at a memorial service for Graham on Tuesday at Washington National Cathedral. In his remarks, Trump said Graham was the first person to make you laugh and one of the last people that you'd really ever want to fight. On Wall Street, the Dow by 537 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Are you carrying more than $10,000 in credit card debt? Do you feel like you're running on a financial treadmill, making payment after payment, month after month, yet never getting ahead? If you're tired of watching your hard-earned money disappear into interest charges, there may be options available to help you take back control of your finances. At Total Financial Freedom, they'll show you what qualified consumers may be able to save through programs designed to help them resolve debt faster than making minimum payments alone. The consultation is free, confidential, and comes with absolutely no obligation. Why spend years, sometimes decades, paying thousands in interest when there may be a better path forward? Total Financial Freedom is a Christian-owned company that has helped thousands of Americans pursue financial freedom for nearly 20 years and is proudly A+ rated and accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now and ask how you can receive a complimentary copy of The Debt Dietitian. Stop running in place. Start moving toward financial freedom at 866-744-7344. 866-744-7344.
Again, our thanks to Brant McDonald, and congratulations, Invista Advisors, now Waverly Advisors, as the company gets bigger without sacrificing an iota of the personal touch that's made them so successful. It's
amazing.
You know, I've been with Brant now for about 15 or more years. It's right around that long. And I've watched unbelievable growth in that company. I can't say it's unbelievable because he's the kind of person, and he's got such a dynamic team that the success is not a surprise. But here again, they position themselves for even better and better results for those who are with the company, like people like me.
Yeah.
Natasha Owens is the genius who did the Somali Waltz, played that a bunch. I just found this new one, TDS. Oh, and I meant to put that on Facebook. Can I do that now?
See if it'll let you. While you're doing that, Station Wagon Pete called towards the beginning of the show and had a question for you.
Sure.
And said you were saying that you were going to watch Galaxy Quest over the weekend. Did you ever do that?
I did not get to do it.
Yeah.
And for one very good reason. It's very hard. I mean, look, there are people dealing with far worse situations than mine. But my situation is what it is. This is fun. I never think of this as work. But as I'm doing this, I have to be continuously mindful of my position because I have 2 5-inch scars that are healing. Your body is also investing a lot of energy into healing those scars. And between antibiotics, pain medication, and everything else, getting into the mood to watch a movie has been really something of a challenge. That's why I just put YouTube on and watch. I've watched some great documentaries, but you can pay attention or not without worrying about being totally engaged. So I have not seen it, but it's on my to-do list. Who do we have? Oh, Soldier Boy at 504.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
Is your YouTube down, or I don't see it working?
You know what? I have no idea.
I'm just checking.
Yep, I'm looking at it. It says we'll be back live
looks like
soon.
it's working.
I'm looking at it right now, July 28th.
It says that we've been running for 2 hours, so.
My backup, you know what it says? I put 28th July on
Let's
it,
see if I
and it
can pull it up on
defaulted
my
to
phone.
2025, and it should be 2026. My bad. Jeez.
Oh, okay.
My fault. My bad.
No
Sorry.
problem. All righty.
Oh,
Glad
did
it's
you
not
refresh
us.
it?
He's going to do that.
Yeah.
All right. What were the other questions?
That was it. That was the one question.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you seen Galaxy Quest this weekend, like you said you were? And,
No, it's I'd say Rich was asking today, you know, it's still very uncomfortable. I wouldn't say painful, very uncomfortable. Feels like somebody scotch taped my legs from
yeah, and it's going to feel like that for a while.
years.
Until you just.
But my body feels, you know, overall at about 75%.
That's much better.
And I still wear out a little fast, but it's all relative. I'm otherwise doing just fine.
Okay, I am looking at myself on YouTube, so we're going through.
Okay, good.
So
How's that view?
that's weird.
Anyway, Natasha Owens has done some great parodies. This one is called Climate Change is Real. Stupid. So let's give this one a listen.
It's an emergency. We've got to get to Paris for the polar bears don't sweat. It's plain to see it's colder till it's hotter. Oh, but things house almost underwater. Sucking, we should make a law. Sucking on a paper straw. By this time. Change is real. Who's gonna save me? It's always proves it. Change is real. Stupid, 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 stupid. Thank God for Canada. We can all relax. They're killing our emissions with the carbon tax. If we dim the sun, we can reach our goal. With people eating vegan and the ban on coal. We call the view. If they only knew, it's an inconvenient truth, not a lie. Come on, change is real. Come on, baby. Change is real. Who's gonna save me? Jesus, that's all it proves it. Change is real. What would China do if the people pled? How dare you, like some Swedish kid said, 10 more years, we'll all be dead. 10 more years till they say change is real. Climate change is real. Who's gonna save me? So it proves it. Change is real. It's the green. Stupid.
Now I love it. She does such a great job, and the use of the famous people attached to that. You see Greta in there, AOC, the usual suspects.
Now, was that her singing in the truck? Was that her, or was that somebody else?
No, she does appear. She makes little.
Yeah,
she's pretty hot. She's in a
good.
bathing suit in there.
Looks good. Looks good. But
Not that I'm vulnerable to that kind of exposure.
but it's good content.
Yes.
Good content. There.
When we come back from this break, we're going to be visiting the Babylon Bee. So stay with us. Greg Goodell and Master Thespian.
Yes.
The Great Warhawk on News Talk.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Porch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Porch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at porchcreekindians.org.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil. One simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Well, hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. I mean, we'll moderate a little bit. Most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. Live local talk, the River Region's only 24-hour News Talk FM station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Oh, no.
Oh, my cup is dangling. I met one of my headphone cups. Pardon me.
He's struggling with it right now, kids. I don't know how that happened. It just popped off, didn't it?
Yep. It's one of them things.
Oh, my. That's wild.
One of the things everybody in radio will do at least once with headsets, because they have a spring. There we go. Snapped in. You will do that thing that causes them to snap back right into your face.
Oh, yeah.
And it hurts like hell.
Yeah.
Very
Getting
annoying.
Punched in the nose by a midget.
Yes. Later on this hour, and in fact, in about 23 shopping minutes.
Yeah, it's coming up.
The movie Maven will join us, and Master Thespian and Ellen Murray will discuss The Odyssey. You were just asking me if I had seen Space Galaxy. Was that
Galaxy Quest?
Oh,
Galaxy Quest.
whatever. Galaxy. Ford Galaxy. Have you seen that?
Which one?
Ford Galaxy. Used to be a car they made in the 60s.
It was about a car, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was a good one, too.
Yeah. I don't think I saw that one.
Anyway, I'm just.
I saw the
it's hard to sit still for.
I saw It's a Mad, 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 Mad World recently.
The new one or the original?
The original.
Yeah.
They had it running on, I think, the Turner Classic Movies, and so I recorded it on DVR. So I sat down and watched the whole thing because I don't think I had ever done that. In my lifetime, I remember watching it coming up on TV and watching bits and pieces of it. So it was crazy to watch the whole thing from beginning to end.
Quite a cast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. An incredible cast. But some of the stunts they did in that thing, I was like, this is before CGI. Those are all real.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff, like, flying the plane through the billboard and, all of them being on the top of that ladder on the fire engine at the end.
Yeah. It's
cool.
And it's got kind of a surprise ending.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of Spencer Tracy's last movies.
Yeah. Very was one of them.
So I wanted
he died before it came out, didn't
he? Wanted to visit the Babylon Bee and see what snark they have for us today.
Oh, yeah.
Mitch McConnell honors late friend Lindsey Graham with 47-day moment of silence. That's hilarious. 47 days of absolute silence. Democrats accuse Fauci's diary of attacking science. Of course, at the peak of his arrogance, he said, me and Dr. Birx, we are the science. No, you're not.
Well, and he knew he could control Trump. He knew that Trump was listening to him and trusting him.
Yeah.
And so he
did, unfortunately, many people in his first term when the deep state snakes were still pushing,
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
and I think Fauci just gloried in that. He loved the fact.
That's what his diary says.
He loved the attention. He loved people thinking he was the best thing in the world. And it was a power-hungry trip he was on.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to him getting his comeuppance.
Yeah, very much. And hopefully we'll start seeing that in the hearing tomorrow.
Yeah. But, I think August...
People need to understand just not only how arrogant and egotistical he was, but how much damage he did to the country.
Yeah.
Every time I see somebody running around in a mask in their car, assuming they don't have some hypersensitive lung condition,
right?
I shake my head because that's the kind of damage he did long term. He scared the crap out of a lot of people with phony science.
Well, and all these people who took the jab, like I had to take the jab for my work, or I would be fired. A lot of people were in that position.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to end up getting settlements from that too.
More than likely. More than likely.
I mean, I've even heard stories at, I don't want to go into detail, but somebody I work with locally told me that many men reported issues with ED after getting the jab.
And that's the thing we just don't know because it was rushed to the market so quickly. And it was labeled as an experimental vaccine. So we don't know what the full effects of this thing are going to be.
No, not over the long term.
And we won't know for years.
Too many people died mysterious deaths in the aftermath of that. And again, a horrible shame. I'm trying to find the Joe Biden audio. See, unfortunately, as per usual, I have 400 tabs open.
Were you talking about the recordings of him talking to his ghostwriter?
Yeah, I brought that up. Where did I put
Now, I know that there was an appeals court that overturned the block on that.
Yeah, it's out.
So they have released those. Okay.
Yeah, of course they tried to keep it a secret. They still can't even bring themselves to admit that, even after America watched him on the stage with Trump in that first debate that pulled him out of place.
Yeah.
They still can't bring themselves to admit this guy has not been right for over 10 years. You're making me jealous drinking that chocolate milk.
Oh, it's so good. You can buy it at food outlet, kids. $1.83 for a quart. It's nice. Well, that's the thing is that we saw it. They would not let him out
to
talk to people. And that's another thing. Nobody is talking about the difference between the Trump presidency and the Biden presidency. Trump is everywhere. Trump is going nonstop. He's an Energizer bunny.
Yeah. And Joe spent half of his entire presidency on the beach,
sitting in a chair asleep.
Yeah. While his evil minions did his bidding for him.
Yeah. And nobody wants to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that. But
that's what you call an inconvenient truth.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Exactly.
So let me again try. I know I found it previously.
And even that speech that Trump gave at the White House Correspondents' Dinner, they redid it, I guess, Friday night, whatever. It was a very awkward speech. At times it was good. At times it was very cringy. But Biden couldn't have done that.
Nope.
He could not have stood up in front of people for 45 minutes, giving a speech. He just couldn't. He didn't have the stamina. He didn't have the intellectual capacity.
And they still send him out there to wander around on a stage and appear lost. They've just, of course, his wife misses the spotlight. So if she really loved him, she would keep him home and around family only, and not let him embarrass himself and leave that.
Let him go out gracefully. They can't do it because he's the cash cow.
Well, here's a headline that said Fauci will need his pardon. So
he'll need his what?
He'll need his pardon. What happened in Wuhan? Let's give this clip a quick listen. That's another Natasha song. I hated myself for voting blue.
Do you want to share that clip on YouTube?
Now we'll just give this a listen.
Okay.
You know how? Oh, that's not the clip.
That's Jesse Waters talking about it.
I know some of you are listening to the show and asking this question.
Are you sure this work will be in competent hands? Certainly, we're all incompetent.
We are. I'm starting to get to that out of gas kind of stage in the day.
Anthony, who has become a major television star for all the right reasons. No, he's just so professional, so good.
President Trump during the COVID days talking about Anthony Fauci. Let's talk about Fauci, COVID tonight, those diaries and all the entries. Fox News chief political analyst Brit Hume is here. Brit, I'll read this one. May 21st, 2020. The situation, this is Anthony Fauci, with my national and international fame is explosive, really unimaginable. It's not hyperbole to say that today I'm the most famous and talked about person in the country and one of the most recognizable person in the world. POTUS seems to be enamored of me, even though I'm taking the spotlight away from him. We're developing a very unique and interesting relationship. That's obviously not the most forward-leaning of the posts. Maybe Mark Meredith covered it earlier about the lab leak and whether it was real or not. There's a lot in here.
There is, Brett, and it reveals two things, really. One of them is that Fauci didn't really believe the stuff that he was saying in terms of the origin of the disease. And he also didn't, he's also denied repeatedly, and we've seen it in television interviews and so on, that he was urging any shutdowns. These documents prove otherwise. He brags about getting New York City to shut down its schools and so on, about getting California to do the same thing. So he was very much an architect of what you may remember me calling back at the time, Brett. I called it the worst public policy decision of my lifetime. And I think it was. And I think it's made in some ways even worse now, knowing what we know about what Fauci was really thinking and about how much time he spent in his diaries talking about how famous he'd become and all the glorification he was getting in the news media and how palsy a lot of news media people had gotten with him.
Yeah.
And the biggest offender in that arena was Jake Tapper. And they all wanted time with the guy because he was the oracle, right? Yet, in that clip I played earlier, he contradicted himself all the time. I don't see why you need to wear a mask. Oh, what do you want to wear two masks? What's wrong with that? I mean, do we need to shut the schools down? No. Yes, we do. No, we don't.
But he didn't know. He didn't know. That
What
was
are those
the problem.
Those kids, because it wasn't just one part of one semester. A lot of schools went to at-home or Zoom schooling, and those kids got screwed. That did not work. And we're going to be seeing more and more evidence as time passes. Those kids not only learn little to nothing, but were greatly damaged in their personal growth because they were at home where there was really, knowing what we know about truancy here, when we're back to having to go to an actual school, 1 in 4 students are not present with an excused absence.
Well, we've noticed differences at AUM since then. That spring semester in 2020, in the mid-semester, we went from being in person to online.
Yeah.
Overnight. And it was rough. It's rough for the students. It was rough for the faculty. And then we continued doing online in the fall semester of 2021, or is 2020, fall semester of 2020. And then in 2021, we started having people back in the classrooms. But we also still had an online component as well. And we have transitioned now where we've got a number of online classes in addition to regular classes. And it's a different environment now. It is very different having an online class because you really don't have that one-on-one engagement. You don't know who those students are. They see you through a video.
Yeah.
You do lectures and you put together a lesson plan, but you don't have that interaction.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. It's sad.
If we were in some kind of an odd 6-week crisis where we really did, for legitimate reason, have to go to that kind of a system for a month or 6 weeks, you might be able to navigate that with the right disciplines.
Yeah.
But it went well beyond that. I mean,
very much.
Look what it did to the workplace.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have to come in. We'll just Zoom today. And it
messed a lot.
And it's all because of
things
him.
up.
Because he couldn't make up his mind. I'll never forget coming back at the end of 2020.
Yeah.
After spending Christmas in Florida with Janelle. And I was eager to get back to my house, but my wife had COVID and had it really bad. But that wasn't the issue. On my way back, or just before I came back, they said that the period of separation was cut from 10 days to 5 days to somebody who had been exposed and had the virus. Mm-hmm. So I moved in with Rich Thomas for a couple of days he'll never forget. Yeah. And after that, they cut it to 1 day. Probably wasn't even, Why didn't we trust our immune systems? I mean, that's why God gave them to us.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot of people got very sick. A lot of people did pass away. People with vulnerabilities and things that weren't in the best condition to take on COVID.
Well, there's some industries that have yet to recover. The movie theaters.
Yes.
Have yet to recover.
One of the little businesses. Remember we did the Saturday morning show for a while?
Yeah, yeah.
One of the businesses, nice young man, had just opened a putt-putt in Wetumpka. We finally had a putt-putt, and he lost it within 3 months because of Anthony Fauci, a-hole. Ruby Maven coming up. We'll talk about the Odyssey with Master Desbian.
Skywatch Traffic Center, we have an accident 65 northbound. It's going to be just above the North Boulevard. That's slowing things down. Be careful. Otherwise, around Montgomery, doing okay. If you have less than perfect credit, McKenna Nissan may have the plan for you. Talk to David Martin. He'll do everything possible. Get you driving today. McKenna Nissan, exit 212. They're off I-65 in Clanton. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. With over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
We're talking with Dr. Clark McLemore at McLemore Dentistry. Implant Day coming up on Wednesday, July 29th.
This will be the third year that we've done Implant Day. It is a phenomenal opportunity for big savings and a lot of fun, actually. Most people don't associate the dentist office with being fun, but it is a fun day. We have a lot of giveaways. It's a great opportunity to come talk, let us see what kind of solutions are available, and save a bunch of money.
Book your spot today. Call 277-9570 or visit drmclemordentistry.com.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Come and listen to a story about a millionaire, New York tycoon who hates the city's mayor. Thinks Mom Donnie's a socialistic nut, so he packed up his place and moved to Florida. Golf, that is, sunshine, no state tax. Next thing you know, New York is really poor. Millionaires don't live there anymore. But at least the rent's gonna be cheap when the rich people move and all the money leaves. Relocate, that is, Miami, the Villages. The Manhattan Millionaires.
Boy, what a disaster that guy is. You know, he's making a big fuss. They're spending $70 million for city grocery stores.
Yeah.
They could take that money and buy 1 million Costco memberships and let people go to a store. Not that Costco might be thrilled with the Mom Donnie crowd going in, I don't know. It gives something tangible that they could use immediately. These stores aren't even going to be open for 3 years because that's how fast government works.
Yeah.
Why do people fall for this stuff?
Because it's that promise of free. Everybody wants something free, and they forget the fact that nothing is free.
You just
There's
took the
always
words.
a catch.
You just
Always
took
a
the words
catch.
right out of my mouth. There is nothing that's free.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's another story that's not being reported by the legacy media. The Obama Center subcontractors have not been paid for building that giant cement turd. One contractor shuts down amid $4 million fight, lays off 25 people. It's just like him being president again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pissing away money elsewhere and not paying real obligations. The Pillbox Presidential Library killing black businesses one subcontractor at a time. That's by a blogger named Don Server, who I also recommend.
It's sad. It's just sad that he's taking advantage of those people. And it's like the thing that they don't understand what they're doing. Mom Donnie, that billionaire you're talking about that moved to Florida,
yeah,
that was the one that Mom Donnie did a commercial in front of his house saying, yeah, we're going to get this guy. And he was like, no, I don't think so. I'm getting out. I'm getting out while the getting's good. You think you're going to get me? Sorry, I'm leaving.
And they have been, and they are hemorrhaging people. Now, they've got people coming into New York to rent the places they're being left, and they're making good incomes. You have to make $100,500 just to live at poverty level in New York.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't have is the other wealth, taxable wealth that runs some of these big cities.
Yeah.
That's gone. And you can't mandate that to come back. And now they're doing this Pierre Terre tax, whatever it is, doxing celebrities and famous people who supported this socialist nut and now are probably saying, maybe that wasn't a good idea.
You get what you vote for.
531, the movie Maven, The Odyssey with Master Thespian. Well, he's
Coming
not
up.
in the movie. He's going to talk about it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I witnessed it.
Got some news ahead, too.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, we have an accident 65 northbound. It's going to be just above the North Boulevard. That's slowing things down. Be careful. Otherwise, around Montgomery, doing okay. If you have less than perfect credit, McKenna Nissan may have the plan for you. Talk to David Martin. He'll do everything possible. Get you driving today. McKenna Nissan, exit 212. They're off I-65 in Clanton. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
What are you getting? Still deciding, but I do know on August 11th, I'm choosing Rhett Marcus for Congress. Why Rhett Marcus? Because he's a true conservative, endorsed by President Trump and Senator Katie Britt. Oh, then you can trust him. And he's a small business owner, not a politician. Sounds like this choice on August 11th is the easiest decision we'll ever make.
Remember to vote on August 11th. I'm Rat Marcus, the Trump-endorsed candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rat for Alabama.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
From the people who brought you It's the Dog Park comes.
It's a hot spot on your dog's leg. But the internet says you can treat it at home. You're not sure though. Because now it's oozing.
Protect your dog from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance.
Ooh, he's licking it. Super gross, dude.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Coverage subject to policy terms.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. This week's heat has probably peaked. We'll moderate a little bit. Tonight, most towns stay dry. Overnight low temperature down to about 78. Wednesday's high temperature in the mid to upper 90s with excessive heat indices again, like maybe 105 to 110. And the rain chances tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, very small, generally 20% or less. Not quite as hot late week, but still 94 on Thursday, 93 on Friday, low 90s on Saturday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Time for the Movie Maven, Miss Murray's Movie Minute, brought to you by AMS Studios. Relax, refresh, redo with AMS Studios, 95 Lakewood Road in Deatsville. AMS Studio, medspa.com, or call 702-9711. Now, welcome to Movie Maven, the one and only Miss Ellen Murray. Good afternoon.
Woo-hoo. Hey, good afternoon.
Howdy.
Time to talk about the Odyssey, and that conversation will take place between you and our dear friend, Master Thespian. How do you want to work this?
However, we can talk about all sorts of things. I saw it Friday. When did you see it? When did you go see it?
Sunday.
Okay. Actually, no, I saw it Saturday. I saw it Saturday morning.
You saw it in the theater.
Yeah, I saw it on the IMAX screen at the AMC, which was really kind of cool. It was really neat having that big picture experience.
I must confess, I watched it on my home theater in a little bit dingier setting.
That's okay.
But I did hear that the IMAX in Opelika at the Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. had 300 out of 500 seats filled.
You're kidding me.
Enormous.
Well, I was surprised because there was about 30 people on a Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in that theater at AMC on the second weekend. I was shocked because that's more people I've seen in the theater and frankly several years.
Yeah.
And I go to matinees because I'm a cheapskate. I don't like to pay a whole lot of money. But
it's better. It's best. I mean, I imagine the IMAX version was definitely worth the
it was okay. It was okay. But and I have to caveat this with saying it's a very well made movie.
Yes, I agree.
It has some pretty pictures in it. It's got some good acting. I would argue that the acting is quite good. I have some issues with ultimately what Matt Damon does with his character toward the end of the film, and I think that's a lot of what Christopher Nolan was wanting to say with that character. So Matt Damon was just doing what he was told. Because the first, Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the first hour, I was sitting there going, "Wow, this is pretty amazing. This is a cool movie. This isn't bad." But it was only
there was
yeah.
There was too much hype about the casting and not really anything else that I heard about before, you know, and that aspect of it was really so minimal that it made hardly any difference at all.
Oh yeah.
In the film. Honestly, Elliot Page did a little more acting than some of the other characters.
Well, he had a couple of juicy scenes. The scene in the Land of the Dead was pretty cool, and that thing at the beginning with the horse, because you're like, what's going on here? And then he's dead. And you're like, whoop.
Well,
no spoilers.
I
here,
also
but...
watched the Critical Drinker's take after he'd seen it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I thought he was spot on. And his main point was that there was no heart to it. Like, there was no emotion. And from what I've been told, that's Christopher Nolan's MO, is that, like, it's not about emotion. And neither were the Greeks really very emotional people. But as an epic adventure with so much at stake, you would think that they would all have a little bit more feeling involved.
Well,
and it translated to me too. Like, it got done, and I was like, okay, well, I did that. I'm not moved in any grand way.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. In fact, that Emily Wilson, who did the translation that Nolan based his screenplay on, she has come out to say, okay, that's not the version of the Odyssey I wrote. That's not the version of the Odyssey I translated. And she talks about some of the problems with what he did. Because I
also had to read a Cliff Notes version before I watched it as well, because I didn't remember the story if I ever knew it.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. That you really needed to know your Greek mythology going into it.
Yeah.
To understand what was going on. Who's Menelaus? Who's Agamemnon? What's Clytemnestra?
There's so many characters.
Yeah. And also understanding the whole thing about the fall of Troy, because they didn't talk any about that, about why they chose a horse.
It was just sort of over.
Yeah, the horse was a symbol of Athena, and that's why that whole idea of it's a horse, and they brought the gift in, but then tying it into this whole Zeus's law thing. And there is a thing that's called the Xenia, and it supposedly was this notion in Greek mythology that you wanted to welcome strangers in because it could be one of the gods that you're entertaining. And that, I think that got pounded into our heads over and over and over, because that was the point.
Too much.
That was the point I think Christopher Nolan was trying to make.
Question for both of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, the movie's about 3 hours long, right?
Oh my goodness, is it ever?
Yeah.
It's about an hour too long, to be honest.
Okay, see, I think that's an important question, even if it is well done. There's spectacular cinematography and stuff.
There's not a lot of laughs in it, I'll tell you that.
I rewatched Oppenheimer this past week.
Yeah.
Largely because that's what I can handle right now. And I marveled again at how brilliantly the movie was made and how brilliantly the story was told, how cleverly the story was told, how great Robert Downey Jr. performed. All I can offer you on the Odyssey is that I had a dog named Zeus, a little Yorkshire Terrier. It was really cute.
Yeah. And see, I knew a lot of this stuff, a lot of this Greek mythology going into it because of my studies as a theater person. Because you hear these stories, for example, in Hamlet. There's a lot of talk about the Trojan War and about the fall of Troy. There's even a character in Hamlet named Laertes, which was the name of Odysseus' father, that a lot of people speculate about.
I have to spell that.
I know, but again,
Laertes.
Yeah.
Show off on the phone.
And there's a play a series of plays called the Oresteia by Aeschylus. That is a classic Greek tragedy, and it's linked into the Trojan War because that's when Agamemnon comes home. His wife Clytemnestra kills him along with her lover because he killed their daughter.
What's the name of the character that
sacrifice.
sounds like X-Lax?
The Oresteia.
No, the one after that, Aeschylus.
Aeschylus. Yeah, he's the guy
Aeschylus.
that.
That sounds like a car.
But
Hey, I just bought myself a 2026 Aeschylus.
Yeah.
Do I love
Hey,
it?
my
again-
favorite character was Cersei.
Oh, wasn't
Even
she
though
great?
that's-
Yes,
yeah,
Samantha
she was
Morton.
the best. Yeah, I love
Samantha
Samantha
Morton.
Morton anyway, and I'm really happy for her that she got this role.
Yeah, and it was chilling at the end when she was turning them back from pigs
Mhm.
into men.
Yes.
Come back into your disguises. Go back into your disguises.
Yeah, it was super creepy.
It was.
I wasn't prepared for all the monsters. Really, I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't. If somebody going into this no idea what to expect, might be a little
Well, it's
bit.
very traumatic. It's very traumatic because you're seeing
Yes.
people fight each other with swords. You're seeing, bloodshed and this
Getting their heads bitten off
yeah,
by
by
a
the giant.
cyclops.
Yeah, the Cyclops was terrifying.
Oh, a Cyclops.
Yeah. And the whole Scylla and Charybdis thing, where you've got a whirlpool on one side and a monster on the other, and it's like, I'll take my odds
Right.
with the monster. And then that monster was terrifying because it just reaches down and plucks people up. You're like, what? What was that?
And that was another moment where Odysseus was just like complete lack of emotion. Was just like, what?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. It's like, it's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. I knew if we went to the whirlpool, everybody would die, but this way we'd only lose about 6
All right.
people.
As we get ready to wrap here, both of you and Miss Marie, please go first. To your garden variety movie viewer who's looking for something to go see, do you recommend it?
Garden variety is the key word there. I would say no.
Okay, everyday moviegoer,
If,
just looking for
if
2
you
hours.
yeah, if you know that it's going to be heavy, dark history and mythology, then yeah, go for it. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But
I would recommend people reading the Odyssey after they watch the movie because they're going to understand what Christopher Nolan did. He changes it. He changes the whole thing. He eliminates a lot of the idea of the gods. It turns it into a PTSD story about a soldier who is having regrets over what he did.
Okay.
Because he violated Zeus's law by tricking them with the Trojan horse, and then he's got all this guilt coming back home. Oh my goodness, what have I done? What have I done?
All right, now I have been mostly a spectator as the two of you discussed the Odyssey, but
Yeah.
I came across some interesting entertainment this week. I'd like to share mine, make a contribution here. Can I do that?
Go for it.
You down with that, Miss Murray? So I was scrolling YouTube, and I came across a Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, Daffy Duck Roadrunner special. Well, I was already in stitches, but I felt like I had more. So I recommend on YouTube, with minimal commercial interruption, check out the Looney Tunes. Right? Horny Tunes. Who's been putting feety prints all over my nice clean desert? I want to thank both of you for the
before we hang up, I have one little tidbit of trivia that my friend wanted me to share with Master Thespian because the Odyssey movie has a Batman, a Spider-Man, a Punisher, and a Mary Jane. So
And you know
doing
what's
its best.
funny? You got the Odyssey in theaters right now. Guess what's coming out this weekend? Spider-Man. Brand New
yeah.
Day. And it's got the guy who played Menelaus, John Bernthal, is playing the Punisher.
Menelaus.
Tom Holland,
Yes.
who played Telemachus, is playing Spider-Man. And Zendaya, who played maybe Athena, is playing MJ. So those three actors are going to be in the two biggest movies of the week. And maybe of the year. I don't know. It's going to be hard to
I gotta run, guys.
Okay. Well, you take care.
Thank you, Melon.
Okay, you too. Thanks.
Bye. I'm sorry. We get to talking and there's still so
No,
much.
you guys are great. That's
There's-
why but I had to contribute something.
Yeah, but there's so much to unload about this movie because it is Christopher Nolan's adaptation of the Odyssey. Go into it with that point. Don't go into it
Right.
thinking, "Oh, this is the story." No, it's not. There's a lot of things they left out because I mean, you can't put everything in the copy of the Odyssey I have right here with me has 271 pages. You can't put the whole thing in a 2-hour movie. It's impossible, or a 3-hour movie.
God, you
It's
know what
impossible.
I just
Oh, no.
dropped my glasses, and then as I moved to pick them up, I stepped on them.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Now look at them.
Okay.
I got to fix these. We got to take a break.
All right.
Take
let's
one
do it.
last look at the temperature, the Living Fear Doppler, and more. But first, we have Blue Water News with Sky Mosley.
News is brought to you by Adams Motorsports of Montgomery, where your pleasure is their business.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police are investigating a shooting that left a man dead Monday afternoon. Officers responded to the 500 block of Woodbrook Drive in North Montgomery, where a man was found with a fatal gunshot wound. The unidentified victim was pronounced dead at the scene. Police have provided no further details. Tuskegee University is implementing a new dress code for students next month. Under the new policy, students must arrive on campus with proper attire and shoes for a business meeting. The new campus dress code bans bonnets, do-rags, bedroom shoes, revealing clothing, and other casual attire. In addition, students will no longer be allowed to use cell phones in classrooms. Crime Stoppers is offering a cash reward for information that leads to the arrest of 2 people involved in a July 19th shooting. The shooting happened just after 2 a.m. at the New Moon Bar on Del Rado Road. Several rounds were fired inside the bar. A woman was seriously injured. Anyone with information regarding the shooting at New Moon Bar on Del Rado Road is urged to contact authorities. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
AdamsMotorsports.com on the web or Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard in Montgomery. That's at Adams Motorsports in Montgomery, where your pleasure is our business. Come by and learn more about the new Suzuki GSX 8R motorcycle and see for yourself the bar has officially been reset.
The cost of living issues really are on the forefront of everybody's mind.
We have to focus as much as we can on controlling costs.
Alabama Power is freezing rates and requiring data centers to pay the full cost of their energy.
It's so important that the big data centers have to pay their fair share.
Alabama Power has always been incredibly responsive.
Alabama Power is not only listening, but they're leading the way and putting their customers first.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Here are some fun shark facts for Shark Week. The bite of a great white shark is twice as powerful as a lion. That is according to our top researcher, Nubby. When sharks without eyelids attack their prey, they roll their eyes back. Just like your teenager when you tell her to get off her phone. Sharks can lose thousands of teeth in their lifetimes. In their defense, they'd probably brush more if they had hands. When you flip a shark upside down, they go into a trance-like state called tonic mobility, which is also the name of next year's headliner at Coachella. Enjoy your Shark Week.
Wait, take it down, quick. What's it say? Shut up.
Shark Week.
Well, there's Seahorse Week, too.
Seahorse.
For those who don't want the violence and the blood.
They're so much fun. Did you know the male seahorse is the one that carries all the babies? You know that in their bellies? That the female seahorse.
That's a premise then for
Yes.
believing men can have babies.
Yes, it is. But
Seahorsemen.
Well, no, but see, they're not really having the babies. They're just carrying the babies because the seahorse, the female seahorse, still has to put the eggs in the little pouch in the male seahorse's belly. And then he carries it around like, it's tool belt. And then when it's time for the babies to pop out they come. And they go, Mommy. And he goes, No, I'm your daddy. There's your mommy over there. And they go and swim with the mommy. And that, kids.
We're going to be monitoring your sugar intake from now on during the show.
That's how seahorses do it.
But thank you and the Movie Maven for a very engaging chat.
Birds do it.
On the
Bees
Odyssey, which
do
I will
it.
never see. But
Yeah.
I understand. You see, I'm not trying to impose my value on anybody else.
Yeah, if you are a movie aficionado, I think you should see it just to see how well made the movie is. Because it is. It's brilliantly well made. There's a lot of historical inaccuracies, especially with the boats. The type of boats that they're in are really actually Viking longboats, not Greek boats. But
Well,
that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
There's
historically,
reasons.
movies have been filled with all kinds of misinformation, like Gone with the Wind.
You can't show your bosom for 2 o'clock.
I mean, that turned out to be
Miss Scarlet, I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. Yeah. But it's not for everybody. I will be honest. It's a very traumatic, and there are elements of horror in that movie that would cause some people to just turn away from it. My wife could not handle this movie. I went to see it by myself because she couldn't handle this movie. It's that traumatic. There's some cool battle sequences. I mean, there's some cool stuff in it, but ultimately, I have a lot of problems with the script. I didn't have any problems with them having an African-American woman as Helen of Troy and her sister Clytemnestra.
There was a lot of
okay.
buzz about that before the movie even hit the theaters. Because, again, I don't think there's anything racist about historically accurate casting.
Right.
But if that's what he's a very successful man,
Yeah.
Nolan.
But
So
ultimately, the woke casting really didn't matter, didn't factor into the whole thing. It was the story, the story he was trying to tell is kind of a modern PTSD sort of thing. And I'm sorry, that's not in the Odyssey. That's not what the Odyssey's about. He doesn't, I don't want to say this. He's not ashamed of what he did. He, throughout the whole story, is clever. He sees himself as being smarter than everybody else and being able to out-trick everybody and out-survive everybody. And it's really a triumph.
well, the box office in week 2 showed that
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie has got staying power.
That
So
made a
they'll
lot of
make their
money.
budget. Yeah, I mean,
666 million worldwide. That's nothing to sneeze at.
yeah, they made their budget back on that. So
Yeah. But
that's good. But there are others not so lucky. And again, part of the problem with some of those failures.
yeah. Well, the big gorilla this weekend is going to be the Spider-Man movie. I'll go see that on Friday, and we'll talk about it Tuesday.
Yeah, I like the first one.
Yeah.
Back when Kirsten Dunst was still kind of cute.
Yeah.
But again, it's like I was talking earlier about the first Superman movies with Christopher Reeve, modern Superman, and it's the special powers that's what you think about when you're a kid, when you read the comic books.
Yeah.
That's what you want to see on the big screen.
And really, the best one of those early Spider-Man movies was Spider-Man 2, because Alfred Molina was in it playing Dr. Octopus.
Really?
And it was really good. Really good. Yeah.
So that's his second
That's
role
the
as an
second one.
octopus.
Yeah.
Because he plays an octopus in that Sally Field movie that we liked. But I can't remember the title of.
Remarkably Bright Creatures. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And by the way, that is still a good viewing option for those of you looking for something.
On
We
Netflix. Yes, it is.
took a deep dive on that with the movie Maven, who, by the way, will be on vacation for the next week.
Yeah. We'll still be talking about the Odyssey for years to come, I'm sure.
I don't know what's coming out that I'm excited. You know, I rewatched Pressure,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, just on historical accuracy, it didn't destroy the movie, but Brandon Fraser was not the right guy to play Ike. Just
No,
not.
he wasn't.
I'm sorry. I kept wanting to call him Supreme Commander Whale. I mean, Eisenhower. I'm sorry. Ike was much cooler, much calmer, and not as emotional as Brandon Fraser portrayed the character. But the story, again, if you got a good story, the story supersedes the flaws of the film.
Yeah.
Because you've got millions of lives at stake on one weather forecast. And the guy that's making that forecast is disagreeing with the American weatherman. And in the end, the great quote is, years later, when asked what advantage he had on D-Day, Eisenhower said, we had better meteorologists.
Yeah.
And he was 100% right about that.
And if you look at it, a movie is just a story.
Yeah.
People tell stories in different ways, and some stories are better than others. You know? And that's part of the fun of going to the movies. You want to see a story.
Want to see a traffic update?
I would love a traffic update.
We got one of those coming right now.
Woohoo!
And then we will say good night.
In the Montgomery Skywatch Traffic Center, they're still working that accident. 65 northbound above the North Boulevard. 2 vehicles, they're up next to the barricade. All lanes are open, but everybody's got a looky-see, so that'll slow you down in just a minute. Haynes Ambulance is there for you, both on the ground and in the air. From a simple patient transport to life and death situations, Haynes is ready at a moment's notice. I'm Jerry Howell for Montgomery Skywatch, filling in for Wendell J.
At Alabama Home Mortgage, serving veterans isn't a marketing slogan. It's personal. Every employee at Alabama Home Mortgage is either the child of a veteran or the spouse of one. We understand what it means to serve, to sacrifice, and to put others first. We're deeply thankful for the trust so many veterans have placed in us over the years, but we're not done yet because there are still far too many veterans who haven't taken advantage of the VA home loan benefits they've earned. Yes, parts of the VA system are broken, but the VA mortgage is not. It remains one of the strongest home financing options available, offering benefits like no down payment for purchases and 100% cash out refinance. You earned this benefit. From our military families to yours, thank you. It is our honor to serve you. Give us a call today at Alabama Home Mortgage, 334-567-4223, or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Well, kids, that's our show for today. And now, in the words of Mr. Cole Porter,
Every time we say goodbye.
Good.
You say goodbye, and I say hello.
Hello, I must be going. I must be going.
So long, farewell, I'll be to say goodbye. I leave and heave a sigh and say goodbye. Enjoy the show.
Goodbye.
It's time to go. Goodbye till our next show. Goodbye.
This concludes our broadcast day. Everybody to leave here immediately.
Nobody argues with Louis. Master Thespian, the great war hawk. Thank you. Brett McDonald, thank you and congratulations. Tomorrow morning, back here bright and early at 6 with Rich Thomas. And of course, Jay Scott.
Bye, sexy.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky have met to discuss Ukraine producing its own weapons amid its ongoing